Here, Seth.
This should be good.
Regress. Welcome to my channel. Drapsnat. Welcome to my channel. DNK. Welcome to my channel. Stream Elements. Welcome to my channel. Nightbot. Welcome to my channel. Marksink. Welcome to my channel.
Okay.
Like, what's so crazy to me about this is that, like, I knew a lot of people that did stuff like this, right? But, like, that was in, like, 2010. And, like, you know, back then, right, you didn't have, like, the same type of, like, location with, like, your phones and shit. And you didn't have the same, like, you know, you couldn't just, like, go and take a picture of somebody's plates and be like, boom, there it is. I can't believe people are doing this, like, in the fucking broad daylight last year, 2023? Damn, bro, that's crazy.
Bro.
Older cars are so easy to steal.
Welcome to my channel.
Yeah, they are.
Equado.
Like, and that's the thing.
Welcome
but, like,
to my
I mean,
channel.
they're not breaking into, like, really, like, old cars. I mean, I feel like these are, like, 2010-ish cars. They get away with it, too? No, 2 of them got arrested. I think that a lot of these kids probably just don't give a fuck. Like, they never even think about the idea of getting in trouble. That's probably why it happens, because I had friends that did that. I remember I had one guy... I'll just say it. I'm not going to use names. So we got out somewhere and he's like, what do y'all want to do? And I was like, well, we could play Smash. He's like, no, I'm trying to get some money. I said, okay, well, what do you want to do? He says, I think I'm just going to walk around. I said, okay, well, let's go. We'll walk around. He just walks down the street, opens up cars, and steals everything out of the fucking car. And then he had, like, one of those, oh, man. Do y'all remember, like, those basketball backpacks that had, like, the drawstring at the top and the white strings that you'd wear around your back? I did that, too. Yeah, and he just, like, went in there, and he just put everything in there. And then the next one, he put everything in there, too. And it's like, and I was just, like, I was walking next to him, and I was trying to play it cool. But I was thinking to myself, you're gonna get in trouble. we're gonna get in trouble, man. Like, what? You're not even thinking about this? You're not even thinking about this. Well, no. Here's the thing. He got away with all of it. He got away with everything. He never got arrested. Nothing ever happened. That's what's so fucking crazy about this. You gotta think about the consequences always? No, bro. Because I think that, like, because I even told them, it was like, I don't know if he was the one that said this, but somebody said this. He said, we don't want to think about the consequences because if we think about them, then it's more likely that it will happen.
HVDES.
So, like, if you just go in
Welcome
there
to my
with
channel.
a free mind,
Darla.
you've got a higher chance of not getting in
Welcome
trouble.
to my
And I said,
channel.
bro, I don't think it works that way. He says, if it don't work that way, then why not get caught? Which is, like, to be fair, it's kind of true. But damn, he was a professional, obviously. He did this in Texas. I one time watched him get out of a fucking car in some random ass rich neighborhood, walk up to some nice ass car with a Master Chief helmet on and a wife beater and pants that were like at his ankles, take a hammer, bust a fucking hammer, like break a window out, break into a car, take everything out of it, and then run away. Nothing ever happened to this dude. Fucking Cody, it wasn't Cody, but Cody knows who it was. Because Cody was in the car. We were all in the car. We saw this shit happen. Yeah. Oh my God. Max Luckstrat. Yeah, and it's just nothing ever happened to him. So it's like I see these guys and it's like they're still doing it. This is crazy.
Screech of stolen cars can be heard ripping through roads.
You see people running for their life?
Look, I mean, yeah, we used to do that, but like but it was our car though.
There, dude.
Terrorizing residents, catching the attention
Yeah,
of
we do this a
police
lot.
who increasingly are chasing down teenagers following an online trend, stealing cars and
Bro,
posting
I love that. Like roaches. Like fucking roaches.
increasingly are
Get
chasing
out, boys! And you know what my favorite thing is? How coordinated they are. Because you see every single one of them is going in a different direction.
It is the will of the gods.
We got Pink
Death
Boy
must
over
face
here
justice.
going this way. This guy right over here going that way. The blue jacket going that way. The black jacket going that way. They're all going different ways. Playing cops and robbers on hard mode? Bro, this, like, yes!
teenagers following an online
They planned it
trend,
out, yeah.
stealing cars and posting videos of their joyrides.
In an effort to learn more about the Kia Boys, I went down a strange social media rabbit hole into secret group chats with Kia Boys from different cities around the country, many
Damn.
of whom seem to operate in plain sight.
That's what's so fucking crazy about it. I can't believe people still do this. This is insane.
Without fear, and had public Instagram profiles and TikTok pages where they documented themselves from a first-person perspective, stealing
No
Kias,
way.
joyriding, and
I
of
don't
course,
really care
crashing.
what's going on here. I'm just investing in the
Bro, they wouldn't have hit a fucking...
Stealing Kias, joyriding, and of course, crashing them.
Wait, hold up. Was that somebody sitting out the window? Bro, this dude is about to have a bad fucking time. Look at him.
Aaliyah. Welcome to my channel.
He did not make it. Oh, God. That's super illegal? Wait, guys, is this illegal? No. Wait, are you sure? Wait. Says who, though? You know what the funniest thing about that is? Is it's probably a school bus from their school.
Among the hundreds of active Kia Boy pages, there was nobody quite as fearless and brazen as the Connecticut Kia Boys. Every day they posted 2 or 3 new cars and seemed to enjoy engaging Connecticut police in high-speed chases. At first, I thought this was
No,
some
I
kind
want to see that. Like, did they get away or what?
the joke page, and maybe the Kia Boys were just being funny,
As a
using
Malayut.
Connecticut as a location.
Welcome to
decoy
my
mislead
channel.
Police. After all, Connecticut, known for beautiful Yale University, and Manhattan commuters who live in luxurious mansions upstate.
But that's the best shit to steal from because they don't give a fuck. They just leave it unlocked. You steal their Kia, bro, that's like a week's pay.
isn't exactly what comes
Yeah.
to mind when visualizing a playground
Okay.
for petty auto
My
theft.
gifts
But
are
after
far
some
cooler
research,
than
I
those
was
of
able to make
winter.
contact with the ringleader of the Connecticut Kia Boys, a perhaps Caucasian young man named Swervo, who agreed to meet with me in the
Swervo.
backyard of a construction site for an introductory interview.
Yo, I'm YK4, bro.
So for now, Trench.
Nigga, I'm CT Kia Boys.
CT Kia Boys, we on top. No other Kia Boys competing with us, you know what I'm saying?
So what does it mean to be a Kia boy?
To be a Kia boy, bro, I feel like a lot of y'all get it wrong, bro. A lot of y'all just think y'all could take these cars, or like y'all doing these cars, y'all going like for me 1 minute chases and y'all crash, y'all get booked. That is not a Kia boy, nigga. You take a Kia, you get lit, nigga.
Ava. Welcome to my channel.
Do not get caught. This is not what we do. CT Kia Boys do not get caught. Hello?
So for you, what got you started doing this, bro?
Yeah, Mom. No. I'm out with Dylan. Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, he is. Yeah. If you could. Yeah, he'll be home for dinner too. Okay, I love you. Bye.
I don't know. I just started doing it, feel me? Came with the money.
So it's primarily a money-making endeavor.
Yeah.
What about you?
I started just because someone left their keys in the car, you know what I'm saying? I was like, bet. And then, you know what I'm saying, I was scrolling on Instagram actually, and I see some TikTok shit of them taking the V. I was like, oh, that's how you do it?
Fire in the hole.
So I was like, bet.
It's crazy. At first, yo, we really started on some, oh, everybody doing this shit. We could probably get popped. We could just do this shit, see how it work. And they was like, yo, we should record this shit. We could get lit.
Yeah.
Nigga, 40,000 followers later, we're the biggest on IG.
As the CT Kia boys' Instagram following has grown, so have the number of car thefts in the New Haven
Welcome
area.
to my
I
channel.
do feel like Kia's got to get their shit together. Like, there's something wrong with their security system that they need to figure out. They did? They fixed it? Yeah, I bet they did.
In fact, they've nearly tripled since their page launched in early 2023, and local news anchors blame TikTok.
The TikTok challenge has gone too far.
My ignition.
Everybody blames everything on TikTok. It's like anytime that anybody's on drugs, it's always fentanyl. Nah, people do crack, but you never hear about crack anymore. Everything's always fentanyl.
My whole car is dented in.
But it was what happened after her car was found that shocked her. The CT Kia Boys Instagram page had multiple pictures and videos of her car being driven by what New Haven police say are a group of minors.
So Connecticut is, kind of emerging on the map as like the center of the Kia shit because of you guys.
Hell yeah, CT up, you know what I'm saying? You know what we did, bro.
Y'all know what's going on.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta remember us.
Steady talking about you ain't coming to the party without your smile.
They're called the TikTok Kia Boys.
Oh, yeah. I know. I never did this, but people would do this in Riverside. The funny thing is that where they would do it was pretty close to a KFC too. Cap? No, I didn't do. No, I would never fuck no, because it's in front of everybody. Fuck no, I wouldn't do that. Absolutely not.
The news likes to target
Do this in
TikTok.
LA, yeah.
So whatever's on TikTok, they're gonna say that's a TikTok trend, that's a TikTok challenge, but this shit was never for
The
TikTok.
mascot?
TikTok trends are making Kia owners nervous.
It's a
Not
trend
bad.
on TikTok, a how-to on stealing Kias and Hyundais.
The thefts are a viral criminal sensation popularized by
Yeah.
social media posts
On TikTok. TikTok.
TikTok.
It's on
We never did this
Instagram.
for the internet.
Lonely
We just thought
E-Jail.
it was an easier way to steal
Welcome
cars,
to
you
my
feel me?
channel.
Well, the internet
Hello,
provides like
hello.
a reward structure
Welcome to
around
my
it.
channel.
So like if you can go and get other people being like, that's funny. Now it's like you're getting paid in a way, right? You're getting paid in attention. I hope they get. If they die doing this shit in the future, nah. There's always gonna be kids that do this shit. They do it for money and popularity. No. There's plenty of people that I knew did this for free. They would just do it for free, man. Like it was. There's a lot of this shit. Kids on cast, yeah.
What is the method?
Nigga, all y'all boys need, man, one of these, yo. Y'all need one of these? Everybody over here got a screwdriver.
And
bro.
this is
never
your
flashed
best
one.
friend, bro.
You guys don't have screwdrivers.
Hell yeah. When you hop in that shit, put that shit right under your windshield wiper, break that hole. Nigga, you get it sometimes in one, sometimes you need to put that shit in the ignition, you break that shit off. Grab y'all USB, grab y'all screwdriver, depends on what type of car it is, and then we out. You be surprised when you first do it for real. You're like, how is that so easy?
So they have like a bootable program on the phone probably, or like do they have a separate device that boots into the PC or into the the computer of the car? No. Literally just. That's. Damn, so it's not even that hard. That is wow. It's that easy?
Me, I could take that shit down in one shot. So it'd take 10 seconds. But sometimes the ignition will stay and don't come off in one shot. So you just stay in the ignition, boom, done.
You gotta do it
How
twice.
many keys numerically do you think you've been able to steal in the past year?
When I see my car play.
Like how many cards you've connected to on that iPhone?
And I'm saying, this isn't even all of them. This how easy it is. Holy shit. Always had a V. You see Kia, Sonata, Tucson. We be in Tucson's a lot. We always chasing money, you know what I'm saying? We go out, jug. We always trying to come up, you feel me?
When interviewing career criminals, they always say they do it for the money. But one question I like to ask is, how do you spend the money? For example, in Philadelphia, when I interviewed two brothers who were in charge of manufacturing Trank, an oftentimes lethal fentanyl horse tranquilizer hybrid that can make your arms fall off, they said, we do it for the money.
Yeah, I can see that.
But they almost always spend this money on the dumbest shit imaginable. What's your favorite?
Whoa. I wonder why. I mean, do we have to say it?
Way to spend money, like after you get
the
it.
kids.
Fancy cars, little Dodge Charger, Hellcat, Grand Cherokee. I like Chrysler's, I like pizza, I like steak. I'm a land type guy.
Oh, nice. I wondered how the Kia boys spent their earnings. After you guys get money, how do you like to spend it?
Shit, me, I'm coming up. I'm going to buy some purples, feel me? I'm going to get some shoes. I'm going to get dripped out, straight dripped out. And I'm finna go cop me a big ass pack too, literally. Oh yeah.
You need some jeans, you need some hoodies.
Purple, Mary, LV Off-White, Kasubi, fucking Essentials. Nah, bro.
I'm gonna say something that might be surprising. This actually isn't stupid. The reason why it's not stupid is because if you put this shit in the bank and then you start building up a bunch of money in the bank with no actual job, no income, you now are a target. You've got a red flag, especially if you've got a bank account at 16 years old with $25,000 in it that you're depositing into regularly with no employment. What the fuck do you think is gonna happen? Like, they're gonna immediately come down on you. So honestly, like, you might seem like it's stupid, but it's really not. Because like every single thing that you see that they're buying here, like a Grand Cherokee, are they buying a new one? Probably not. They're probably buying one for like 10 grand, 8 grand. So like used. Probably not even reporting. So that's what ends up, just invest in a safe. Well, the problem is that, like, if let's say you have $30,000. Let's say you've been doing this for a year and you've made $30,000. I think that's pretty fair. Like, if you do it 2 times a week, you're breaking into cars, and it's in a relatively good area, and you sell everything at like 20% cost, 30% cost, like $30,000. That's really good for a kid, right? And so, if you have, how do you launder $30,000? They make $100 a car? No, probably more than that. Depends. Yeah. Crypto? Yeah, even that. I mean, so like you'd have to go into like one of those, what's it called? The recycler? No, blender? No. Fucking, what's the word? Laundromat? No, I don't remember what it is. A mixer? Is it a mixer? Tumbler. Washer. What? Yeah, I forgot which one it was. But anyway, like in order to like, you know, make people not know where it came from. Talking about middle school and high schoolers? Yeah, so like kids probably don't know that. But like even that is a risk. Because like, how do you take that, because you know, the odds are they're selling it. So like, let's say you break off a mirror of a car and you sell that mirror for $25. Well, are they gonna cash app you? Probably not. They're probably gonna give you cash. And so if they give you cash, you have to put that cash in something in order to put it in your wallet in a crypto account. So yeah, it's not a surprise they're doing this.
When do y'all want to sponsor us? Amen.
They're not gonna start a car wash, man. They're not gonna start a laundromat. It's not gonna happen. Like, how can they get a business license for that? If they get it, like, that doesn't work. That's in movies, man. Cash is still traceable? Of course it is, but it's way harder.
I'm trying to get a sponsorship by Nike, yo, them new waterproof Air Forces. Yo, we gonna need them.
Yeah, these are the Kia. This is the official Kia Boys shoes. Black Forces.
Black Forces are pretty universally known as a crime shoe. It seems that the deep state of metrosexual European fashionistas have been truly successful in their 15-year plan to achieve psychic control over the minds of America's inner-city youth by paying rappers to wear overpriced designer bull.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually thought this was an ad. I thought this was an ad because like that was like such a crazy tone shift. I was like, is this an ad? Like, what the fuck?
Bullshit, and by means of idol worship have effectively turned their useless garments into status symbols that are only recognized by the ultra poor and uber rich. But that's besides the point. As somebody who's never actually stolen a car, the hardest part to me seems like reselling the car and not getting caught doing it.
They don't resell
The
it.
hardest part seems to be like, in my mind, selling the car sounds pretty difficult, right?
Nah, that's easy. Everybody want a V.
V is Kia Boy slang for vehicle.
Now, if a car sells for like $25,000 market, how much do you get if you resell it on the black market?
It depends what it is. Like a Kia is gonna go for less. If it has all the windows, it's gonna go for more. You feel me? Or if it has some key shit, it's gonna go for even more.
Even like, again, like you said, we get some key shit. You sold that shit for like 500. That shit only took us 20 minutes to go get.
500.
Yeah, if they're selling it for 500, they're just selling it to salvage. Because you can't resell that because of the VIN. And so, like, 500? Yeah, for sure. Because, like, if you sell the car for 500, you can get 4 tires, 4 rims, you can get a radio, fuck, what else? The engine, yeah, catalytic converter, into everything in the engine. Yeah, exactly.
It's for a cut down Kia.
Where Kia, you only getting $100 in the hood for that shit.
Jesus, $100? Bro, they're giving that shit away! Oh my god, nobody here gives a fuck! They steal the car in broad daylight, and then they sell it to some fucking dude for $100 that tears that shit down, throws away the fucking VIN, and then probably compresses and destroys the car, steals like the catalytic converter, the fucking wheels, maybe a few other things out of the engine, and like it's like nobody gives a fuck, man. This is nuts.
That's it.
Yeah, somebody want to slide in that shit.
Bro, they gonna go slide in that shit. Ain't nothing else.
Yeah, we got them shits for 100. Hit us.
$100?
$100.
For a Kia?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I couldn't believe they were reselling their Kias for $50 to $100 a piece.
Yeah.
But it made sense. They said their primary customers were people in the hood who were going to slide, which means to commit a robbery or murder in said vehicle. And
I would be so scared to do that, man. Because, like, if they killed somebody in the car and they get caught, it's going to have your DNA in it. I would be so scared to do that. Fuck, that's... And again, bro, they just don't give a fuck. Oh my god. Give a fuck. Their kids? Nah, bro. They're old enough to get tried as an adult. Like, I guarantee you, if they went to fucking to court for this, they would probably get tried as an adult. Like, they're kids, but they're not 9. They're like 16, 17. People get tried as adults all the time here in Texas. Depends on the state.
Said vehicle after the theoretical.
Keep watching. They don't in
rock
Connecticut. Bro, that sounds like an abuse of game mechanics. I'm gonna be honest. That is an abuse of game mechanics. Holy shit.
Robbery is finished taking place. It's not like the Kia boys are taking trips to the scrapyard or posting the car on Craigslist.
Yeah.
They're essentially procuring getaway vehicles for older members of their community for a one-time use, which would explain why almost every morning after the Kia boys make off with a Kia or Hyundai, it's found abandoned somewhere in New Haven. But sliding in...
That's so, like, I mean, I'd imagine, like, if you were robbing a store, that would come in so clutch. Like, if you could literally just buy a car that's already stolen, like, off-market for $100, that's crazy. You think about how many problems that solves.
Reselling aside, the Kia boys are essentially making McDonald's minimum wage with 5 times or maybe 500 times the risk.
Yeah, no, but it's fun, though. That's the reason why they do it. Is they have fun doing it. They wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun.
Y'all can just do me a favor. Just leave a bunch of money in y'all car for me. Like, I'd appreciate it. Cause like I said, bro, the
Yo,
cost.
fuck on-team media.
Fuck on-team media. Kevin Morris can suck my dick.
You need to
Word
come
of my
get
mother.
us. I don't know what you doing. You need to come get us. I don't know what you doing. You lacking. Let me catch you with your V out in New Haven. You feel me?
Who's Kevin Morris?
Shit, some fat ass nigga. He a bitch.
Bitch ass nigga.
Word,
I
he
know.
straight up
What
bitch.
the fuck? It was just his birthday, bro. I should have threw eggs at your V, like.
Fuck that nigga and his birthday.
Who the fuck is this Kevin?
Bro, he posed. He
He thinks he's a cop.
He think he a cop. Like,
He
he's
a
a
cop.
weirdo.
He a drug addict turned wannabe cop.
Kevin is like a Kia boy vigilante.
He like a Kia Boy Hunter for real, like. Yeah, that's his new name. Like, he a Kia Boy Hunter, like.
Kia Boy Hunter?
Fuck up with you.
This is where,
bro. Oh my god. Kevin's
Things start to
Batman,
get even
yeah.
more interesting. As we've learned from Batman, The Punisher, and John Wick,
Oh
the
my-
true enemy of every shadowy crime syndicate is not the police, but a vigilante, a rugged anti-hero, an elusive arbiter of justice who lurks in the shadows.
To be fair, this trailer went so fucking hard. I remember whenever this came out, I watched it like 5 times.
Striking fear into the cold hearts of the capos, jefes, and gorilla pimps
Yeah.
who prey on the weak for a little
It's
coin.
him, he is,
And the
yeah.
nemesis of the Kia boys, apparently, was a self-described
Kevin.
New Haven crime
Kevin.
watchdog named Kevin Morse, who they said drives an unmarked Dodge Charger and uses drones, night vision goggles, and advanced GPS tracking techniques to stalk the Kia.
See, if he's in Texas, he'd only need to use a gun. I don't know what the fuck kind of pussy shit laws they got going up in Connecticut, but down here, I tell you one thing, you don't need a fucking drone for shit.
The boys through the night. I knew that using the power of Facebook, it wouldn't take
There he
too long
is.
to track Kevin Morse down. And the next thing you know,
Mhm.
there I was, face to face with the sworn enemy of the Kia boys.
My name is Kevin Morse. I'm the owner and operator of On Scene Media in New Haven County. This is a
This is-
samurai sword.
And that's a Funko Pop. And so you haven't caught him yet, huh? This reminds me of like that one, you know, remember that like that one scene that they had at the beginning of Batman where it was like all the old fat, out of shape fake Batmans are like, what gives you the right to do this and say that we can't do this? And then Batman's like, because I'm not wearing cardboard. That's the way I feel.
I don't know, live by the sword, die by the sword. People
No,
try
we're
to
in hockey pads?
intimidate me
Yeah, I
and threaten
forgot.
my life and all these different things to try to get me to stop doing what we're doing.
Fuck on-team media.
Fuck on-team media. Kevin Morris
you
can
feel
suck
me?
my dick.
Fuck that nigga and his birthday.
That's not going to happen because I live by the sword and I die by the sword. So I will
Jesus.
die before I stop On Scene Media and whatever we're trying
Oh
to do.
my God, I love
fentanyl
this.
And all that.
How do you spend your days working for Unseen?
Oh my god. This guy got it set up like he's a streamer.
Media.
Well,
The art
I
of
would
war.
say that we try to, you know, give the community that we serve, New Haven County, real-time, real information about what's going on, the crime. As soon as I wake up, I'm usually several messages behind from the overnight stuff that came in. And pretty much I open my phone and we usually have direction from there. So somebody's car got stolen, their dog is missing, their son or daughter's missing, the cops are over here, the fire truck's over there. So that's kind of it. I mean, I literally wake up to phone calls and messages, and that kind of creates our direction outside of anything else we're trying to
I
do.
bet this guy's probably a fucking clown because, like, let's be honest. Like, why aren't you in the police? You know?
Advertising for people. Yep.
So who are the Kia boys?
According to the Kia boys, Kevin has no idea who they are.
I would say that the Kia Boys are small neighborhood groups that get together, and you know they'll go. It seems like they go out 11 o'clock at night till like 8 in the morning, and just start popping door handles. And you know, steal as many Kias and Hyundais as they can in a night.
But who are these kids?
Young kids.
I feel like the cops could catch them if they weren't stupid. I feel like the cops could figure this shit out. I wonder what they're doing. Like, because if you can figure out if you've got their voice, couldn't you subpoena Instagram to get the account information of the IP address? Like, I bet they probably don't use two phones, and if they do, they probably take the phones to different places. Like, there's no way they couldn't figure this shit out. This shit would be so easy to figure out. CT defunded the police? Wait, really? I can't spell Connecticut. Oh my god. It says it doesn't defund, so no, I guess not. That's fake. This a fake situation. Or at least there's not enough evidence for me to see it yet.
Would say between 11 and 16 years old is the core, male and female. We got a crew right now calling themselves the Kia Girls.
There's Kia Girls.
Oh hell yeah, but we love our Kia Girls, but that shit like the Kia Girls just make this shit better for real.
I bet they do. 11 years old? Oh yeah, yeah. I remember. Fuck. Should I say this? Yeah, I'd say it. So like, I had two friends who would steal cars at 11. They would take cars. They would take their one would take their mom's car. The other one would take another car, and drive around. I never did it. No, I never did. I never did. Never. And so, and like they never got caught. Neither one of them got caught. Now one of them went to jail. No, never mind. Both of them went to jail, but it was for something else. And I was like way later, like 10 years later, something like that. Hasn't went on some joyrides? Nah, there was this one time. Oh fuck, bro! You want to go and accuse me of that shit? I never did. I never did because I didn't trust them. I thought they didn't know how to drive. I remember like there was this one time. Like next time Zach is on the stream, I'll fucking get him to confirm this shit. This one girl shows up at our house. It was me and Zach leveling up World of Warcraft. We were in Westfall, and you know what we were listening to? Dragon Force. And this girl, literally the hottest fucking girl in the neighborhood, shows up at my house at 11 at night, and she's like, do y'all want to go drive around with us? We got our dad's car. And I was like, if we do this, there's no way we're gonna be able to do Dead Mines tonight, man. I don't think we're gonna be able to do it. Cause like, I mean, it's probably gonna take 2 hours, right? And then like, who knows what's gonna happen after that? And then like, maybe my mom will get pissed off. Like, yeah, nah, my mom said we can't do it. Sorry, yeah, we gotta go. Bro, and we just listened to the Fire and the Flames, and we played WoW all fucking night. And you know what? We did Dead Mines too. We cleared that shit. You declined? I did. She's got 2 kids now.
It blows my mind how anybody can commit crimes and then post them on their story or on their platform and it just be okay.
The police don't give a shit. Police don't care. That's why they don't give a shit. They don't care. Like, yeah, even back in the day, they didn't care. Break entry car theft got so bad in Toronto, local police advising residents to keep keys in the car so they would be easier to steal. Yep. Police don't live by the sword. That's a good point.
The repercussions and the consequences, I'm not even sure what they are today. You have people shooting people and basically walking right out of jail with low bonds. So it's bad. I mean, these hundreds and hundreds of cars are being stolen. And not only that, the crimes that they're committing in these stolen cars. I mean, we watch them pull guns, showing guns, all types of things.
That doesn't mean it's a real gun. That means it's something that looks like a gun. Maybe it's a gun, maybe it's not.
Damaging the stolen vehicles that they took. We posted a video where a guy, it was broad daylight, the guy realized on his cameras that his car was being taken. He runs out the front door and he jumps on the hood of the car, begging them to stop, and they take off. You know, it's all on video. That to me is insane that somebody even has to deal with that.
They should have gone in reverse. Yeah, that's kind of a mistake, but you know.
What started to happen maybe like a year ago, we would post a stolen car on our page, make like a little flyer, and then boom, it would pop up on the Connecticut Kia Boys story, them in that car that we just posted. So they basically kind of mock us.
I gotta live that shit again.
Flyer, and then boom, it would pop up on the Connecticut Kia Boys story, them in that car that we just posted. So they basically kind of mock us.
It's like a challenge. It's like you know, like a bounty.
Constantly messaging us to try to get me to come out there and chase them and film them and record them.
I mean, you gotta give it some respect though, at least, right? Because like at that point, they're like, this is boring, like we want to have like somebody on the other team. Like, god damn, that's crazy. Oh my god.
Which is just not something that we're
An
looking at.
adversary,
This is the message
yes.
that they sent me here. Yo, white boy, you're always gotta be on the cop's dick. You must like say dick in your mouth. Go in the house.
And it's getting to the point now where they're stealing cars, calling me, crashing the cars,
Jug.
calling me so we can go.
Welcome to my channel.
We're not doing that nonsense.
So they tell him where they're gonna crash the car. God damn, bro. Like you know, I'm the type of guy that doesn't give a fuck. But compared to this, like, this is impressive. Holy shit. This is a level of literally not giving a fuck that, like, I didn't even know this shit existed. Wow.
You know, I've been trying, I message they all message me on Instagram just about every day. Threatening my life, all types of stuff.
I mean, I've literally been to where they've recovered a stolen Kia. The parents come to the scene and they pretty much sign some papers and they get released to their parents. And then I've seen where the kids...
What?
Life, all types of stuff.
I mean, I've literally been to where they've recovered a stolen Kia. The parents come to the scene and they pretty much sign some papers and they get released to their parents. And then I've seen where the...
How are people okay with this? No wonder they don't. No wonder they want this guy to go out and chase him, because the police don't even give a fuck. Like, and then, I don't. How do you let this happen?
The kid says, "F you, mom. I'm out."
You guys, moms, know you're doing this shit?
Shit, low-key, I don't even know.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know.
You think they'd be like disappointed?
I feel me. I think, yeah.
We need the parents of these kids to try to do something. I don't know. They're your children.
The impact that it has, you know, I talk to all the...
It's like, you can get mad at the kids, and you should get mad at the kids, but you know who I really get mad at is the cops. This is the cops, this is the police, the administration. Like, how do you let this happen? How do you let this happen? Because, like, the parents can't stop the kids from doing it. The kids are going to keep doing it. If they stop doing it, somebody else is going to do it. So, like, you can't really... Like, even if you stop these kids from doing it, like, there's still going to be another set of kids that's going to do it. It's the fucking... I'm going to be honest. It's the fucking police. Hell, take. No, it's not, bro. Like, no, it's not. Like, you really think that you're gonna stop everybody from stealing cars? Are you fucking retarded? Of course that's not gonna happen. People are always gonna steal cars. They've been stealing. Bro, you know why people stopped stealing horses? Because we invented cars. If we still had horses, people'd still be stealing horses. And you know what? I bet every once in a while, somebody still goes and steals a horse nowadays. So no, I don't want to hear about this. Oh, but in a perfect world, it should be like this, and it's not. Shut the fuck up, Mickey Mouse. Suck my fucking dick. No, you gotta have the goddamn police go in there and hold the fuckers accountable. Because if you don't do that, nothing's gonna happen and nothing's gonna change. The reason why they do it is because they don't get in trouble.
They call
That's
us
why
to
they do
post
it.
their pages, post their car on the page. People crying, all types of stuff, you know, that they have to deal with. Everybody thinks because you have insurance, you're okay, but it's much bigger than that.
Is there a part of you
No,
that
because, yeah, there's like, no way.
ever feels bad for the car owner?
40,000 horses are stolen every year, according to Google. That's a fact. Police can't enforce that, though. It's the courts and legal system. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't mean it's just the police. I'm not saying it's just the police at fault. It's really the people that make the rules for the police. I bet the police are probably there are probably some police officers here that are probably just as mad. That's why I said, like, the police are just like they're like one link on the chain.
Hell no.
That's a lot of horses too, yeah.
Because it just is what it is, you know what I'm saying? That's what insurance for. Some people even ask us to take their keys. They're like, we
That's smart, yeah.
Payments, come take this shit. We'll leave it
Welcome
unlocked.
to my
You can
channel.
just total it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we never really personally did that shit.
No, that's not a cap. Well, what do you mean? That's not a cap. That's a good idea. It's insurance fraud. It wouldn't be against the law if it wasn't a good idea.
But people ask us though, you know what I'm saying? But I'll never feel bad. Come get back, you feel me? What y'all gonna do about it? It just is what it is. They recover from it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody recovers at the end of the day. Life goes on.
As I learned in Philadelphia when interviewing the trank dealers, almost every criminal has built up a fortress of mental justifications to protect them from guilt and responsibility in the suffering of others. In Philly, it was that drug addiction would exist with or without them, and if they stopped dealing, somebody else would just take their place. And for the Kia boys, it's all about insurance. And since 91% of cars in
That's one
Connecticut...
of the things is, like, I think that if you're still, like, a kid that's looking for excuses for why you're doing it, like, you're really not all that far gone. Like, anybody that I knew that, like, really went all the way, it's like if you ask them, why do you steal shit? Because it's fun, and I want the money. Is it good? No. That's it. Yeah, because I can. Like, there's a situation where I could have $100 or a situation where I don't have $100. I wonder what world I want to live in. So, like, that's actually kind of surprising. They do that. They justify it. I wouldn't have expected that.
Are insured with complete theft protection. No harm, no foul, right?
At the end of the day, I know y'all got insurance, or for me, y'all get back in a certain way. Again, like a lot of niggas, for me, y'all have jobs, y'all make bread, y'all don't gotta worry about it. Y'all niggas ain't come up from the trenches.
At first, I honestly bought this explanation. I'd like to imagine that if I had my car stolen, I wouldn't take it too personally.
Well, I wouldn't take it personally, probably, right? I mean, unless somebody tries to steal my car specifically. But, like, if you get your car stolen, you get your shit stolen or anything like that, you are going to have to pay more for your insurance. And then also, insurance premiums as a whole go higher. Like, insurance fraud is a crime for a reason. Like, there's a reason why it's against the rules. It costs everyone money.
Keep
Yeah, it
pushing,
does.
file a claim, collect a check, and move on.
Yeah.
The truth be told, I've never actually had my car
Yeah, but,
stolen.
like, what about 2 days from now before the claim gets processed and you want to go to 7-Eleven, but you can't because you don't have a car? So you have to walk over there and you're fucking tired. So, like, it still is massively fucking inconvenient. Or work. Yeah, imagine having a job.
And in my conversation with Kia boy hunter Kevin Morse, he explained to me that for Kia owners, even if they get their car back in just a couple days, the impact it has on their life is devastating.
Yeah.
I was parked at work, and I was there all day. When I went and got out of work, my car was gone from the parking lot.
And what do you think happened?
The kids were probably just casing the parking lot because there's no security there.
Yeah.
So they just look for Kias. My car sticks out like a sore thumb, so.
Fucking talk about, nigga. Fucking talk about, nigga. What?
Who are these kids?
Local teenagers have nothing better to do. I don't really know the answer. The cops seem to know who it is, but they won't press charges.
How did this all make you feel?
Anxious.
So the cops know, like, oh my God, what's happening? How do these people not put pressure on the people that are working at whatever the government building is there? How does this even happen?
I'm mad.
This is crazy.
I've been a wreck for 3 weeks. I'm just not myself. I don't eat, I don't sleep, I'm afraid to leave my house.
And why do you think having your car stolen?
It's actually really surprising, and I never really think about this a whole lot, but like being a victim of like a crime actually gives people a lot of PTSD and like trauma. And I'm not talking about like just like them beating you up, right? But like a crime that's not physically endangering.
Such a profound psychological impact on you.
Of course it does, yeah, yeah.
My sense of safety is gone.
I just never thought, I never think of that, but yeah.
You know, they were in my car, they maybe know where I live, I don't know if that's their
Right.
MO, but it's just, I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
It's just turned my life upside down. Like, I don't want to go out anywhere, I don't want to go to the store, I don't want to do anything.
Are you kind of pissed at Kia for making it this easy to get your car jacked?
Kia should pay for, and Hyundai should both pay for all of this, like,
Unironically, I think she's right. I don't know though, like, maybe not. Nah, I'm thinking about it more. No, they shouldn't.
Emotional stress that I'm under and what this caused isn't, you know, you can't replace that with money,
Yeah.
but obviously with where I'm at
Is
financially,
it through a
it would
recall,
help,
yeah, or something like that?
but
Yeah,
they're
they
just
should.
dragging their feet on it.
Did you reach out to anybody else other than the police when your car got stolen?
I did on C Media.
It's just security. Nah, people shouldn't steal. Nah, the reason why, so not have a design flaw, but like, the thing is that, so if you use the logic that exploiting a system, so like if you break into something and you intentionally destroy and damage it in order to compromise it, and then the company is responsible of the product that's intentionally damaged and destroyed, then you can do that with almost any product and you can hold almost anyone accountable if you use that foundational logic. Because like these are people who are breaking the law. Yeah, it's a massive slippery slope. That's not a slope, that's a cliff. You can't do that. Like immediately if you apply this to any other situation, it's ridiculous.
Now, Auntie Media has been phenomenal.
It's not the gun's
I
fault?
don't know how he
No,
tolerates
it's not
me.
the gun's fault.
Midway through this journalistic mission, I started to resent the Kia boys a little bit and realized that I do have an emotional connection to my car.
A 2006
There
Toyota
it is.
Tacoma that I call Truckee.
Ooh.
If you run the Carfax on Truckee, it's virtually valueless. Rebuilt engine, 200,000 miles on it, and the stereo is pretty much fried.
But Truckee is my real fucking homeboy.
Aw.
And to be honest, I'd be kind of pissed if I saw someone dig a screwdriver into my shit, had no idea who they were, and then went on Instagram and saw them joyriding Truckee without asking Truckee's dad if they could even do it. And thinking more about it, I don't even have car insurance. But let's move on.
Really? Dude, like we can't even, like we have to have car insurance here. Yeah, it's like illegal to not have car insurance.
I'm here to examine the psychological impact that car theft has on the mind. I'm here to understand the underlying motivation.
I know it might be surprising to you guys, but I actually have always had car, not always, but like I've had car insurance like for like 4 years. I've had it for a long time, maybe 5 even. Bragging.
Surely there must be something deeper to them than a material desire for black Air Force and Cartier buffs.
No.
After interviewing the Kia car theft victim, Swervo told me they'd just gotten a new V, this time though, a Mazda, and wanted to do another interview.
Hey guys, what are we doing?
Yeah, just kill it, cool it. Ain't the light, feel me? Yo, kill boys.
They told me they'd spent the afternoon attempting to steal Kias and getting into police chases. A typical day in the life of the CT Kia boys.
Yeah?
Got into a little chases, turned up a little bit from me. Regular day shit.
How was today like level 1 through 10 in terms of excitement?
This is our, this is like a 4. We could have did some more shit, feel me? But these is not clicking for some reason.
What does clicking mean?
not busting, not opening, feel me?
So you think Kia's doing a good job of making their shit harder to steal?
Oh yeah, definitely now.
Usually,
Damn, bro, they're ruining all the fun. What the fuck? Wow, you're gonna have to go back to school. That would suck, man. You gotta have to go learn algebra. Fuck, man.
like the ones in the driveways and apartments don't got the update, but the ones in the street, people are gonna usually have the update.
Yeah.
It was way easier before. Now it's way harder. You can't hop on no V's for it.
Hyundai and Kia are holding events across the country to install free software upgrades aimed to preventing car thefts.
Kia and Hyundai developed the software for millions of their vehicles.
Even better, the software will be provided to vehicle owners free of charge.
Attention, if you're a Kia or Hyundai owner watching this right now, if you go to a local dealership, they will install the new software update for free, which makes it so the screwdriver or USB cord trick won't work to start your car.
What's up, YouTube?
I wonder what you would need to do in order to do whatever the next best thing would be. You know, like, I wonder what it would even need to be. You'd probably need, like, a program, right? Yeah, look at the software. Yeah, like a software injection or something like that.
As we learned in the streets of Connecticut, it's a shiesty world out there. And if you're a Hyundai or Kia owner, I want you to be safe.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
If you're surfing the web, I also want you to be safe.
Yeah.
From malware, scammers, hackers, and restrictive countries that don't let you go to the websites that you want to, homie. So straight up, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. This episode is sponsored by NordVPN. Boom, you're in there. Keep loved ones, especially grandparents who aren't too well versed in cybersecurity, away from malware and scammers.
You know you should
Boom,
get
you're in
VPN
there.
as
Right
Kia.
now, you can go to www.nordvpn.com/channel5 and sign up for a 2-year plan with a huge discount by using code
Right, manual kids don't know how to drive those.
Like I said,
That's funny.
it'll get you a huge discount.
You need a
And
packet
also,
sniffer and
4
repeater that can
free
recreate the signal of the key.
additional months. That's 4 entire months. Possibly 120
Yeah, I wonder if they have a
calendar days
fail-safe
that
for
you
it.
can use NordVPN at a discount rate if you use
Like,
my
you know,
code,
three
bro.
attempts
Protect
and
your IP
it
address.
shuts
Boom,
down.
You're in there. Watch my
Or like
movie on
5 or
HBO
10.
from any country on earth and just say you're in America.
I bet they probably
so you
don't.
can see it on Max. Boom, you're in there. And hey, if you don't like it and you feel like NordVPN isn't really working or doing what we said it would do, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So, truth be told, it's pretty much risk-free. All right, guys, back to Connecticut.
You guys want to go to a bando?
Yeah, we gotta go to the bando.
Yeah, sure, let's do it. The boys said they wanted to take me to an abandoned house where they like to hang out while skipping school.
It just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting... Damn. You know what these guys are doing? It's like they're playing Rust. Straight up. Like, this is like a fucking real-life survival game. What the fuck?
At this point, I realized just how young these kids may be. After all, only 15-year-olds like to hang out at abandoned houses. I haven't hung out at an abandoned house since I was 15. I prefer to stay away from abandoned houses. Abandoned houses are where you go when you want to hide from your parents.
I'll sit up there.
Oh. There you go.
It's kind of like where you guys kick it at?
Yeah, we just be chilling here.
That's our little Kia crap house.
One thing I wanted to ask them about was role models. It seems cliche, but at this point in your life, 16, 17, before you turn 18, is when having a strong male role model can really make a transformative impact on your life and keep you from becoming a degenerate adult. By guiding you with basic pieces of wisdom, like jail sucks, and you are 100% headed there if you do not change course. Like, probably really soon.
I bet jail
Assuming
does
these kids are underage, which I think they are, they've only been prosecuted thus far in the juvenile court system, which in Connecticut is very forgiving, and typically recommends behavioral treatment and mandatory GPS monitoring for children charged with auto theft. And so long as nobody was hit with the vehicle and there was no guns found in the car, juvie time is almost never recommended. But the moment
That's crazy. I wonder why all this is happening. I bet it has something to do with that. Yeah, I bet it has something. I bet that's why. Lock them up. This is my mentality. You know what you're doing. And it's like also, whenever I think about like who are laws for? a law should always prioritize the people that aren't breaking the law. So, like, if this was me, I would say, bro, if you doing this shit, you're going to jail. You're 14? Damn, you're 14 going to jail. That sucks. Damn, man. That's like almost getting spawn killed. Like, fuck. Man, you shouldn't have done that, huh? Wow.
Many of these kids
Damn,
turn 18.
what's a
The
mistake?
theft of a single Kia upgrades to a Class D felony, which is punishable by up to 5 years in state prison, which is a bad place to be for a 110-pound 18-year-old.
Who were some of your role models like looking up to as a kid?
I spent a lot of time with my granddad.
What was he like?
He was mad chill. My grandfather used to literally just sit in the garage all day. I go pop my tire, try to do some hot shit, come back to granddad like, yo, I need a new tube again, like.
Is he still around?
Nah.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Nah, I'd be chilling for real.
Do you remember the last thing you said to him?
Yeah, it was, I love you. And it was crazy. It was like, I left that night, and for me, got that call, I was like, damn.
What do you think he'd want for your life?
Shit, he'd probably looking at me right now, telling me stop jugging, like you tweak it, shorty.
What would you say to him?
Shit, granddad, you gotta see how grandma doing. I'm about to make this bread.
What about you, man? You had any role models growing up?
Nah, not really, feel me?
What about your pops?
Yeah. He not really no role model. I don't fuck with that nigga for real.
Has he tried to reach out to you, like, since you're getting older? And
Nah, yeah. I talk to him a little bit. Still.
I've had homies whose dads are kind of like popping in and out. Whenever they get to be like 17, 18, they try and reach back out and like explain.
No, I remember
I
this.
couldn't be there for you because I had all this shit going on. You guys had any conversation like that?
Yeah, bro. That shit, like, that's a main conversation for everybody and their father that haven't been around for me. Feel me? That's their go-to sentence.
It's kind of 50-50, you know. Like some friends of mine have said, "Okay, I forgive you. I just want you back in my life now," and the others say, "Nah, fuck that. You weren't around. Like, stay away from me."
Yeah.
Which one do you think you fall into?
That's some rough shit. I don't think there's a right answer to that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like, fuck that nigga.
Mud thicker than blood. You know what I'm saying?
Do you guys see yourselves as like a family?
Yeah, definitely. He's my brothers.
How you not brothers? If you're risking your freedom, you're risking your life with each other. You gotta depend on him to drive.
How
Make sure
wholesome.
you don't mac. You gotta depend on him. Do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he doing in the moment.
How important is loyalty in your life?
That's the most important.
What do you think really measures loyalty among friends?
Sometimes you
I mean, I tell you with my dad, like, my dad was the one buying me shit to do this with. Like, you know, I'm going selling fireworks and shit like that at school. Who you think bought them? My dad.
Out here isn't enough. Like, you need to really be in situations. Like, sometimes it really takes being in cuffs to see what the fuck is gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's why struggle's not always such a bad thing sometimes, because it really builds character and shows you who's real and who's not. A lot of these people, they got money, but they don't really got friends like we do. You know what I'm saying?
Like, if you don't understand how we came up, what we came from, and like what we do, then you can't, like, you're not gonna understand us. Like, you feel me? Like, Kia shit may not be us, but our come up is us. You feel what I'm saying?
All right, shit. You guys want to get down?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably annoying to sit
We're
up
gonna
there.
have some kids in the nighttime.
All right.
Cuisine, the most overlooked, underutilized purpose of Channel 5 programming. But boy, do we love to eat sometimes.
Oh my
And today,
God.
we're at Frank Pepe's Pizzeria Napolitana.
We're at fucking Frank Pepe's with it, New Haven, Connecticut, pizza capital of the world. They told us to go to Sally's. We're not going to Sally's. We're going to Pepe's.
As I entered the restaurant, I could already smell the maritime aroma of Atlantic Ocean clams being shucked to perfection.
Ugh.
That's because this place is known for their white clam pizza,
Ugh.
a wood-fired, mouth-watering delicacy
Ugh.
that can only be found in New Haven. It's a whole
Oh,
family of clams on
God.
a piece of pizza.
What are you doing that
Embalmed in
for?
grated pecorino romano.
Why you had to
and
do
oregano
that?
Flakes. The family of clams
What are you
is
doing?
dusted in the perfect amount of flora
Why
with
would
no
you?
fauna, which is a nice touch,
How?
but the spices undermine the garlic.
Oh.
7 out of 10.
DJ came about the woods just like a hermit. If a tree falls down, I'll be the only one who heard. What was that? All the bee stings, so I know I'm not allergic. And the game warden always asking for my fishing permit. They bogus.
High 8s, 9. I mean, the clam is a little weird, but
Oh, I would never eat that shit.
Before I
That's
could even
nasty.
digest my pizza Napolitana, I got a call from Kevin Morse, the Kia boy hunter himself, who wanted to take
The
me
vape
along on a
god.
mission to drone a drug dealer, a regular pastime of his, where he terrifies local trappers.
See, like, yeah, you tell he doesn't work for the military, because military drones people, but, you know, after that...
Trappers by air, by deploying a DJI drone above their stash houses. I was in. I met Kevin Morris in a nondescript parking lot on the outskirts of New Haven and entered his patrol car, which was stocked up with Monster energy drinks, vape juice, and of course, a miniature samurai sword.
He is
I
lit!
live by the sword and I die by the sword. So
damn!
I will die before I stop on Team Media and whatever we're trying
It's like, you have to admit, though, right? If you're a Kia boy, you've got to be kind of thankful that this dude is a bit of a clown. He's a bit of a joker, you know? It's like, thank God, like, we don't have to deal with some, like, crazy asshole.
Do with the fentanyl and all that.
I could have worked it harder, but this thing will put salt on vaping in a sub-on tank.
Oh. What defines droning a drug dealer?
Why are you not in the police force?
Well, somebody sends us a message, basically with an address and a description, vehicle, whatever it is. And then we get to the area, deploy the drone, and try to lay eyes on it. And the psychological games that the drones play with these people, it's insane.
Why don't they just shoot it?
It makes them crazy.
So to clarify, the plan here, we're gonna fly a drone into the sky.
Yep.
And we're about a block and a half from like a drug dealer stash house, or
Potentially, at least where they're trapping out of.
has this led to any like successful arrests before?
Probably not.
I'm just gonna say yes. You know, depending on what they're doing, maybe we'll fly the drone right by them. This drone is very loud and intimidating when you hear it. When they see it, they know we're around, and I'm sure it throws them for a loop.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yep, straight. All right,
I could see that,
slow down. Can you go to the right, Ernest? All right, look, this is where I want to see if we can spot any dealers here. Let's see. Back up a little, because you are...
No, I mean, this would fuck with my head if I was doing this too. Yeah, no, I think this is a good strategy.
There's the highway. Yep, that's good. Now turn. Look down at the street, because I'm looking, see if you can spot anybody. Oh, here's the store right here. Okay.
You wouldn't know who it is, though? That's what's scary.
Right here. So this is how good of a job we've done, because they're nowhere right now.
Unfortunately, Kevin failed to locate any drug dealers, but it's okay. A for effort. Anyways, whenever night fell, I wanted to call
Probably,
Swervo
I would say E for effort.
Where are you guys at?
Oh, Milford.
Oh, I'm in Milford right now too.
Yeah, we're just trying to find a good location.
A good location to get a V?
Swervo told me to meet him at the Milford McDonald's and pulled up shortly after in the blue Mazda from earlier and told me to get in. Assuming the car was probably stolen, I threw my shiesty on and got in the back seat.
Okay.
Pretty immediately, he began driving erratically, swerving between lanes and truly living up to his name as we headed toward the state highway.
Of course.
So good.
I mean, because, like, they probably know who Channel 5 is, so it's like, you know this is going to go on YouTube. A lot of people are going to see it. Like, bro, you got to put on a show. You got to, like, I mean, you really going to be driving around 30 miles an hour? You're going to be on a YouTube video with 1 million views? Nah, man, like, you're going to try and pull out. Absolutely. Yeah, you're going to be on that 5-star Grand Theft Auto shit.
He poked his head out the window and began scanning the roads for cops. They said they'd had the car for over a week now, and after being reported as a stolen car to the local police, it was getting hotter and hotter to drive by the day. No less than 2 minutes into our drive, I began to hear police sirens.
Go.
Perhaps naively, I assumed the Kia boys would just pull over and try to talk their way out of it, but no. Swervo dipped onto a service road and hit the gas, approaching 110 miles per hour.
Okay.
I got it on the high road.
He turned off the lights already.
Yeah, I know.
By some stroke of luck, the cops stopped pursuing us.
So it's actually Grand Theft Auto. Or like Cyberpunk, like you just go, are you out of the circle? Okay, stay there for like 5 seconds. Okay, yeah, everything's good. You're good. The cop's like, all right, it's like 8:58, 8:59, 9. Okay, I'm off. All right, I gotta go.
I'm not sure why. By this point, my adrenaline is pumping. Time seems to move in hyperspeed, but also slow motion at the same time.
They're not chasing.
I start to understand why the Kia boys like doing this. It's a special feeling to successfully outrun the cops in a high-speed chase.
Fuck yeah. Absolutely.
We drive to the suburbs of New Haven, and Swervo tells me they're gonna steal some V's. At this point, I feel that I'm in a little bit too deep. I mean, it's
Yeah, I
one
could
thing
see
to
that.
get in the back seat of a potentially stolen car, but to actually accompany someone while they steal a Kia seemed a little bit too far. So I had to think fast. How can I get this footage without being an accomplice to a Class D
Cops are
felon?
instructed not
I
to do
decided to
high-speed
give my
chases.
handy cam to Swervo's homie, who said he'd film their mission and give
Maybe
me the
that's the
footage,
case.
and I'd follow close behind in my camera crew's rental car. As a disclaimer, Channel 5 does not condone, endorse, or promote auto theft or car burglary. Viewer discretion is
Oh,
advised.
wait, what? Oh, man. I was about to go do this. Shit. Never mind. Damn.
Swervo begins his mission by locating a Hyundai.
Yeah.
He shatters the passenger window with a special tool and clears the broken glass with his bare hand. He locating a Hyundai.
Yeah.
Is it a spark plug? Probably a spark plug, right? Is it a spark plug or porcelain?
He shatters the passenger window with a special tool and
Yeah.
clears the broken glass with his bare hands.
Jesus.
Using a flathead screwdriver,
Oh.
he disables the lock cylinder, then goes to put a cheap USB cord into the ignition.
I'm gonna be honest, this kid's a professional. Like, I did that before, and I had blood all over my hand. I'm impressed.
I think it's got the update.
He says the car is a dud. The driver recently installed the anti-theft software update. They had to find something else. Just a few cars down, he locates a 2010 Kia Forte and starts all over.
Now I feel better. Okay, I feel better now. It's okay. Yeah, see, it's hard to do. Yeah, see, okay. Yeah, bare hands, god
After
damn.
successfully activating the engine with a USB cord, Swervo's on the move, and I'm following
Use a
close
glove?
behind,
Yeah.
genuinely curious as to what his plan is. Swervo begins driving as fast as he possibly can, then comes to a stop and tells me it's time to turn up.
Alright, let's turn up.
He kicks things into
You gotta
high
admit, bro, like, this is probably the best day of his life. Like, yeah, it's like...
swerving erratically from left
God
to right,
damn.
like a madman, hitting breakneck speeds down residential streets
Yeah.
in a nauseating frenzy that lasted probably 45 minutes.
Why would you get in a car with him? It's fucking crazy. I mean, you gotta have the content, right?
After that, Swervo led us back to the highway and appeared to be trying to shake us. He later told me that we were making it too hot for them, somehow, and so got off at the nearest exit, headed to God knows where. A few minutes later, he called to tell me the Kia ran out of gas at a random intersection, so he abandoned.
Is really Grand Theft Auto. This shit is really Rust. They really play into shit like Rust. Like, no way. That's, I can't believe this. They don't even got gas money? No, they could probably buy gas, but if they do that, then it's like another point of failure. If you go and you fill up the fucking car, what do you think's gonna happen?
Abandoned the car and fled on foot.
I'm gonna go fill up the car at a gas station with a bunch of bright lights and cameras everywhere with the windows broken? Fuck no.
Located
about
the
it.
car near a cul-de-sac in Milford. Thankfully, it was recovered by Connecticut police, and we're told was reunited successfully with its owner the next
I
morning.
wonder if they filled it up with gas. The police did, you know? Dog mom. Uh-oh.
I went back to my hotel that night feeling a bit puzzled. I mean, Swervo essentially just risked his freedom for a 45-minute joyride. And even if he'd been able to get the car back to the hood to resell it, he only would have gotten $100.
Yeah, you only get and $100 in the hood.
But he didn't risk his freedom because he wasn't going to get in trouble. That's the thing. The reason why they do it is they don't get in trouble. It's like everybody who commits crime like this is good at math. Everybody who does it is good at math, because like what they do is they do the math in their head. They say, what are the probabilities of me getting caught, of me getting in trouble, of the intention of the trouble, of, you know, how long that trouble will take? Will there be a fine? Like, there is a fucking mathematical calculation that happens here that then they make a decision based off of. Because, like, yeah, these guys don't really give a fuck. No, wrong. Bro. I guarantee you. You think they're logical? I do. I think guaranteed if the cops were able to just shoot the fucking wheels and shoot them if they ran away, none of them would be doing this. Guaranteed. It is a calculated risk.
Sure, $50, that's it.
Yeah, somebody want to slide in that shit.
I mean, that is so...
Like, these guys, like, here's the thing. Is that, yeah, they really don't give a fuck. And they are stupid in a way, but don't take their agency away from them. They're still people. Like, it's not like they have like an IQ of 30 or something like that. Like, these are people that have like they're not that dumb. It's really not like anybody could figure this out. They risk almost nothing. Yeah. They just don't care. Yeah, exactly. 80 IQ instead of 40. No, I'm being serious. Like, y'all can think that they're stupid all you want, but I guarantee you that if the punishments were higher, and people, like, there's a reason why people probably don't do this shit in places where they can shoot you if you get in a car. And if they do, it's going to be a lot less of them. I'm sure some of them do it, but it's less.
So stupid.
Not
but
that
this
stupid.
leads me to a deeper question. What kind of environments facilitate this antisocial criminal behavior?
Yeah.
Where consequences seem obsolete? I mean, there's no noble Robin Hood alibi behind stealing a Kia or a Hyundai, like there might be if you were, I don't know, living in the slums and stealing Bugattis or Lamborghinis to billionaires.
You have $100.
Kia is like Honda. It's a working class, fuel-efficient car. And so this type of crime is all around just shitty and sad. For the victims, it leads to a collapse in social trust, which is the glue of a community.
I've been a wreck for 3 weeks. I don't eat, I don't sleep, I'm afraid to leave my house. My sense of safety is gone, my sense of security.
And for the perpetrators, it reflects a deep personal alienation and a hopeless search for status, meaning, camaraderie, and social media fame in a world without guidance.
Nigga, we're the biggest on IG.
Hell yeah, CT up, you know what I'm saying? You know what we did, bro.
Y'all know what's going on.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta remember us.
In a way, I kind of understand. All kids, from every walk of life, like to fuck around and get in trouble when they're teenagers. But for the key...
Yeah, like, I'll tell you, like, for me, like, I would fuck around. Like, I never did anything this bad. Like, this is crazy. But, like, I would fuck around and do stuff that I shouldn't do. And, like, my mentality was always, fuck the world. It was always, fuck the world. I never give a shit. They don't care about me. I don't care about them. Fuck everybody else. That's how I saw it.
Boys, this teenage chapter may unfortunately define the rest of their lives.
Stealing
Assuming
Doritos?
they're 16
I never
or
stole
17,
Doritos.
They only have about a year or a year and a half until they're going to be charged as adults for the same crimes. And so the likelihood and the window for a retro bill style intervention is very, very slim. Which is sad. I'd like to think that all human beings are not inherently bad, and even the worst among us are just healing unmet needs in some way. But
no, that's a no, that's a nope. There are a lot of people who are just trash. They will always be trash. They will never be redeemed. They like being trash. See, you can't think like that because you'd probably never been around it. But there are a lot of people out there that, to the extent that it causes another person misery, this is the reward in itself. Like, there's no grand design here. That's it. Nah, this is some fucking idealism shit. Nope. That's weird, bro. Of course. But I'm not talking about whether it's weird or not. I'm saying that's why it happens. Do you think it's genetic or because of their environment or both? I think that is both. It definitely is both. I think some people are born like that, and I think that other people are turned into that. And I think that there's a lot of people that are born a 9 out of 10, and then the environment takes them to 11. You know? I think it depends.
Also know that some people are just
There's a
shitty
lot of
and view
factors.
temporary personal gain as more important than the suffering of a total stranger. But that being said, in my personal interactions, the Kia boys didn't strike me as
Damn. He doesn't even give a fuck, man. This is what's so crazy about these crimes. Like, he's not wearing a mask. He's not... He just looting. He just straight looting. God damn.
more important than the suffering of a total stranger. But that being said, in my personal interactions, the Kia boys didn't strike me as total sociopaths. In fact, they display a great deal of empathy for their own family members and also for each other.
Mud thicker than blood, you know what I'm saying?
He's my brothers.
And so it's more likely that their personal alienation doesn't come as a result of a deep sadistic desire to cause pain to others, but rather environmental factors.
Environmental I think that's a big factor. It is. Yeah, no, I think it's true. I do. I think it's true. I think that if you look at, you take 1,000 Kia boys and you look at income disparity between them, I bet that if you look at the average of kids that age and then you look at their average income at their household, it's going to be way lower. And this isn't an excuse. It's not like, oh, well, it's okay that they do it. Of course it's not. But if you want to make something stop happening, you have to figure out why it's happening.
The morning after our mission, I went to go visit the Kia boys in the housing projects in Bridgeport where they spend their time. A 36-building, government-built plaza of identical residential apartments called the Trumbull Gardens.
You're saying, no, it was TikTok? Shut up, you retarded little kid. Get the fuck out of my stream. Shut the fuck up. People used to do this shit on Vine all the time. People commit crimes on Vine constantly. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Like, what are you, what are you fucking 19? You don't remember it? Jesus. What's the first thing you hear whenever a fight starts? World Star. You don't hear TikTok. World Star response was to an event occurring. Now people are trying to get in World Star by being a happen. That's exactly why you have people trying to get infamy through media. Yeah, for sure. But all I'm saying is it didn't start with TikTok. Like, it's going to happen on any social media because there's a lot of kids that like watching this stuff. It's really just that simple. TikTok's not unique or special.
Nobody there was above 25. There was no parents, no uncles, no moms, no grandmas, just youth. Every 45 minutes or so, the screeching tires of a fresh Kia can be heard driving into the gardens.
Yep.
Look at them little motherfuckers! Yo! What is that?
Somewhere in this mix is Swervo and the other Kia boys, who have cars for sale for $100.
Damn.
In addition to cars for sale, there's also items inside these cars that are being pawned off. In a recently stolen Kia, there were DVD copies found of the Hangover trilogy and the movie Into the Wild, both going for
the bonus loot. The free shit. Oh, the issue how it's a family community issue? Yeah, but the truth is that these people wouldn't be doing it if they could get in trouble. Like, if you had the police that were aggressive with this shit, they wouldn't be doing it. That's really what it is. It's the police. There's not laws that are aggressive enough about it.
about $20 a piece. Despite obvious differences in music, fashion sense, and of course slang, it's safe to say that this environment isn't unique. Every government housing project in America and the mentality it produces is virtually the same. Us against the world, get out by any means. but the roadblocks of financial illiteracy, the psychic influence of hyper-violent drill music, and the lasting legacies of mass incarceration and residential segregation have led to the genesis of a drastically misled generation who believe the only way out is petty crime or like rapping. The most popular...
I actually disagree with this. I think that I don't blame anybody other than the people that are doing it. These are grown-ass men. This dude is probably 22, 21 years old. I don't give a fuck what your reasoning is. If you are stealing cars and robbing people, you're wrong. Like, there are reasons why it happens, and people's lives are harder, but that never gives you an excuse to go out and do it. Even if you're 17. The 16, absolutely, you know what you're doing. They're choosing, they're choosing to do this.
The rapper out of the
Never
Trumbull
anybody
Gardens,
else's
the
fault.
rapper named QB.
Dead niggas. All I smoke is dead niggas. All I see is dead niggas. All I smell is dead niggas. Rest in peace, your dead niggas. Fuck with all this Facebook shit, cause I heard what he said. Niggas be jazzing, they see me in person, they ducking like they owe me bread.
I know these kind of lyrics are common, but if you think about what he's saying, it's actually pretty fucked up and sad. Anyways, while the
There's a lot of
motivations
music like that.
of the Kia Boys were becoming relatively obvious, one thing I was even more curious about were the motivations behind Kia Boy hunter Kevin Morse. I mean, what would cause a 40-something-year-old man to insert himself as a vigilante in the world of Connecticut teenage crime?
He thinks he's a cop. He thinks he's a cop. Like, you was a weirdo. You like a Kia Boy hunter for real life.
Fuck that nigga and his birthday.
Can you tell us a little bit about your past?
Yeah, so, you know, I was born in Milford, and around 8, 9 years old, I have an older brother that was starting to experiment with substance, alcohol, weed, cigarettes. So at 8, 9 years old, I was smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, and when I was 11, I had gotten alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, we had, remember I told y'all that happened to a friend of mine? Yeah, because they would drink alcohol and like go in the pool, but I think they were 12 at the time because we were in 7th grade. But like, yeah, the other friend, the guy whose house it was, I remember he used to smoke weed out of a flashlight, a plastic flashlight. He used it like a pipe.
6th grade, which is, looking back, it's kind of crazy thinking of that. When I was a teenager playing sports, I caught an injury and was prescribed some Vicodin, which I really loved at the time. And it just kind of spiraled into dealing drugs, doing and dealing drugs. That's pretty much all I did from, you know, 10 years old to 24. I was stealing a lot from people that care about me, hurting the people closest to me. Some would say that I probably got some people hooked on pills back then, so we could do bad shit together. Eventually, after about a dozen charges, I had to go do some time. I was sentenced to serve 8 months in jail. I paroled out and pretty much hit the ground running. I mean, I've never looked back, only for growth. And I became a recovery coach. You know, I participated in opening an 18 to 25-year-old intensive outpatient program where I worked at for a couple of years.
He's lowered to 16.
And then all these parents that we started a support group with kept pushing me to start my own business.
It all began to make sense. Kevin is a 12-step recovery guy who got clean through the program and left a life of drugs and crime behind to pursue a life of service, which is the third pillar of the NA and AA recovery model. Kevin mentioned that he himself got people hooked on pills so they could do bad shit together, something he obviously feels a lot of remorse for.
I was stealing a lot from people that care about me, hurting the people closest to me.
The 9th step of the program is to make amends, which means recognizing harm done in the past and trying to repair it. But for those who dealt drugs and possibly ruined the lives of others, that's not always possible. Many of Kevin's customers, I'm assuming, are now dead. So the program has an alternative avenue called living amends, where you take contrary action and make amends by doing the complete opposite of the bad things you used to do, in an effort to achieve karmic balance in the eyes of a higher power. In a sense, it seems that Kevin's passion for crime fighting is informed by his own guilty conscience, which thankfully is something he's honest and open to.
That's part of the reason I do what I do, because I feel like I'm always going to be in debt to society for a lot of the crap and shit that I did, right? That I didn't get caught for or whatever.
Yeah,
So doing the stuff that I can do it on some media and Lyft, you know, really helps me give back and, you know, heal from the past.
Do you feel like your experience in jail was able to rehabilitate you?
100%.
So in terms of your kind of long
Damn. Because, you know, that usually doesn't happen.
sobriety, what do you think is like the main factor that has made it so you've been able to maintain sobriety for so long?
Exposure, putting myself out there. You know, I don't fix what's not broken, so I've always kind of worn my addiction and recovery on my sleeve.
Do you think you would have been a Kia Lloyd?
Hell yeah. Absolutely. At 12, 13 years old, if this was the way things were, absolutely we would have been stealing Kia.
Channel 5 Live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine.
Fuck the authority, Channel 5 News.
Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers. And 5 is the best number.
Fuck that nigga and his birthday.
This was a fucking ride. I'm gonna be honest, like, this was a motherfucking ride. Whenever I pulled this video up, I was planning on watching, like, 5 minutes of it, but there's a video. Give it a like, bro. Like, give it a like. Give it a sub. Like, that was so good, man. God damn, that was so good. He is a legend. Andrew is a fucking... this is amazing. I cannot believe this. Did it change your life, though? I mean, I'll tell you this. I remember my mom, you know, whenever they were having that BLM riot shit, she said, thank God this didn't happen 10 years ago. I said, why? She said, because you and Cody and Jeff and everybody would have been going over there and looting. She said, yeah, because y'all would have been looting.
Death has...
Tell them come get us. CT Kia boys in the city. They still can't catch shit.
If you were to raise kids right now, what's the main thing you tell them as far as steps for success in life?
Go get you any flathead, any USB cord, and go get you any car you want.
Nigga, you in CT, BPT, you know how we do it over here. Big 203 shit.
And BPT stands for Bridgeport, right?
Yeah.
Howdy ho again, everyone. Today we're returning to one of the strangest games in the Sims universe. It's the Herbs, Sims in the City from 2004. Today, the American dream is dead. But back in the innocent world of 2004, it was still alive and kicking. This game, like many others in the franchise, is all about self-improvement, pulling oneself up by the bootstraps, improving your skills, getting richer, getting more popular, and ultimately achieving total self-actualization by impressing and seducing everyone in town, ultimately becoming the most popular Sim to ever walk the streets of Sim City. Today we're returning to these streets as our protagonist, Mr. Chad Ambiguous. There he is, Chad Ambiguous. Behold my dad-bod and culturally appropriated haircut. My quest to become popular has begun. It would behoove me to enter the city, but not before we do some dumpster diving to find some money. Oh, we found nothing. Alright, time to embark upon a new life of becoming popular in the city. It's time to visit Neon East. Go, Chad, live up to your name. In order to become popular, one must first master the art of watching anime in one's room. It all begins here in the mystical lands of Neon East. You need the money, then you spend the money on the clothes to impress, and then you make friends with the sexy ladies, painting their faces like Naruto. Okay, let's get started. Level 1 newbie herb on the road to become the most popular sim to ever live. I am a hard worker. I will impress the locals by taking the first job as assistant chef. Do I want to know how to run the restaurant at this level? No, I'm sure I'll get by just fine. Okay, there goes Chad. Oh look, they've come to cheer me on doing my job. Keep complimenting me to make me do a better job. Oh, I've already made $380. Even the police officer wants to get some. He can't even comprehend how much sushi I've made. It's gonna be such a great deal. Although at the price of sushi these days, honestly, the amount I made for making 10 plates of sushi is not a surprise. Go, Chad, eat with the locals. Wow, the sushi is actually coming off the plate as he eat. I forgot. Although, what are they eating? Good job, Chad. You've already begun. Now take care of your toilet needs. In order to become popular, it behooves us to learn to poop efficiently so that we can spend more time socializing. Ew, she didn't wash her hands. Well, now that I am clean and rich, it's time to socialize and meet the ladies. But not before I change my garments so that they will be impressed by my threads. It's not borderline personality disorder if it's making me more popular with women. Yet another culture from which I can appropriate my hairstyle. I look good. This is amazing. I already look like the final boss in a video game. Behold my dumpy-looking body and impressive sense of fashion. Look out, world. Here comes Mr. Popular. I use my new clothing to talk to women. This totally reinvents the term peacocking. Let me begin by tickling, yes. Tickling a stranger. I guess that didn't go over so well. Well, I'll just tickle you then. Tickles and hugs from complete strangers. You're not even the person I'm working for here. All right, let me try it with my boss. I guess Mazuiko. I think that she's my boss. Let me greet her by giving her a hug. I guess this is allowed in our employment arrangement. Thank you, I needed that. I've been sitting inside and watching anime all week. Want to learn a naughty striptease? It really wows them up in Diamond Heights. Why, yes, let's keep tickling you. How is tickling someone considered an icebreaker? I miss the innocent days of 2004.
Welcome to my channel.
When it was still I don't even think this was acceptable when this game was made. This would have been frowned upon at the least. I will just see how many times it takes until this gets awkward and unacceptable, and then the police officer will take me away. Nope, it's still working. It's still the only green option. We're already at social level 9. All right, we've made an invite to the midnight party at the Pulse here in Neon East. Wow, look at her walk away in slow motion. That's very hot. Wouldn't it be nice to go out with a gamer girl? Oh, there they go partying without me. Now I just have to get past the large bouncer. All right, I've made it in past the bouncer. Look out, everyone. Here comes future Mr. Popular. It's tickle time. Everyone knows what to expect when they see Chad Ambiguous coming up the rear. I love the way that he's all nonchalant, just scratching his neck, and then just goes out into a full-blown attack. A tickle attack. All right, I suppose it's time to learn some new moves. Let's get in with, what was her name again? I don't even remember your name. I'm just going to start talking to you again. But you're the one who's going to teach me to, I think, striptease? What is her name? Mazuiko. I'm probably butchering that. Just because I used to be a stripper doesn't mean I'm uneducated. In fact, if you help me at my restaurant, I'll teach you a few tricks to help deal with problem customers. Wait a minute. Slap! We must speak to her more. Oh no, all this socializing is getting me tired out. It's time to go to bed. I'm just going to have to sleep in this conveniently placed bedroom for a few minutes, and then it's back to making sushi tomorrow. And socializing. I've completely fulfilled my need to sleep in like 15 minutes. And so commences the grind of working, making money, and socializing to improve. All right, if we want the promotion, we're going to need artistic skill of level 10. So we need a schnizzlator. a schnizzelator to work on our skills. Oh, it's not even available in the shop. That's just another reminder of how poor I am. Oh well, I don't have enough money to pay for a jukebox, so let's just dance to this boombox in here. That will cause greater enjoyment and mirth. I can feel the excitement flowing throughout my body. I'm going to die alone. But not only do I dance alone, I also eat alone too now. The people of this neighborhood literally do not sleep at all. While you danced, I trained and learned the art of discipline. Alright, if Darius wants me to get more popular, it means I need to tickle everyone again. Maybe this guy who just looks totally out of place in this neighborhood, he'll like it if I brag to him. Alright, this is a little more original, I suppose. Look at me go. I'm already at social level 15, interrupting other people's conversations to tickle them both. I'm sure that'll go over well. Ooh, I've learned Hollow Jam, or Exam, whatever it is. It is bound to be a secret jutsu. Look at Darius's face in the lower right. He's never in a good mood. He always has like a mild scowl, evaluating the dancers. Alright, the frame rate is beginning to make my eyes bleed. I think it's time to tickle a few more people and then get out of here. They seem to like this Hollow Zam move. Ooh, battle! Give him a back rub. He would only mildly enjoy that. Let's try it anyway. Prepare that back for some rubbing. I'm coming from behind. He must be very sensitive. Oh no, my social skill is depleting before my very eyes. I have to do something good in order to make up for it. Maybe I'll gossip instead. You like video games? Me too. If we were friends, I'd show you a new one I got. It's Giga. Oh yes! As it happens, I'm playing a video game right now. Ooh, I've made it out to Cosmo Street to meet the Black-Eyed Peas. Oh, I've made it to level 3 wannabe. I have no skills whatsoever, but I am improving. I have had 2 urinations. I've unfortunately not taken any baths yet, but eaten 2 meals and had 33 conversations times naked. Aw, 0. We'll have to change that. Yes, another social move. Game on. Alright, I could stay in anime land all day, but I think it's time we go meet the Black-Eyed Peas. Goodbye, Neon East. Honestly, one of the best neighborhoods in this game. Here comes Chad Ambiguous. Watch out. My popularity is growing more and more bulbous and going to my head. Oh god, where should we go first? Oh, let's go to the bar. Do a bartending job. I'm qualified for— of course I am qualified for this. Oh, they're the Black-Eyed Peas right now. Let me serve you, Black-Eyed Peas. Thank you for your music. Alright, here we go. I guess Will.i.am, after his stint with the Black-Eyed Peas, has now become like a purveyor of alcoholic beverages. Alright, yes, every bartender needs to sleep, although unfortunately there doesn't seem to be a bed anywhere nearby, so I guess I'll just make the money for the day and then leave.
Ava,
since, look, the bed is all the way over
welcome to my channel.
See, I got fired from the job for sleeping. We did do something. I'm not quite sure what. Did we earn money? Who knows? Nope, no idea. Why is she walking like that? It looks like she's broken her legs. She should go to the doctor for an exam. It's tickle time, Fergie. All right, that worked. Surprisingly. Time for a nice poop again. Back to another exciting day of bartending. Oh, please, Will.i.am, accept me as one of your own. My entire purpose in life is to become more popular so that you will love and accept me. And if you don't accept me, then I'll just sneak out of the shadows. And here I come. Tickle, tickle, tickle. All right, it's time for a brief trip to the store. We've unlocked the Mental Machination Station. In today's high-tech economy, anyone without the mental skills is doomed to poverty forever. You get smart and you get rich. The correlation is 100% logical, 100% reproducible, and 100% predictable. Facts! Alright, it's time to buy the Mental Machination Station and go home for some finger button mashing. And I'm not talking about sex. Chad, let's take you over to the Mental Machination Station, which honestly looks like the electric chair. Let me just change into my futuristic clothing. Right, and this is probably the most painful minigame in The Sims. I'm just mashing the A button. It's very painful. Oh, I can feel myself getting smarter every second. Actually, it doesn't really require that much speed. It's more just about endurance, which this is a rather painful thing. My thumb. I'm convulsing. Level 5. Only he who endures great pains can become the most popular sim. So this is the story of becoming more popular. Just experiencing greater and greater physical torture, all for a transactional good. All right, we've made it to level 10. It's time to get off the machine, and I am now smarter. Time for a shower, and then I'll be back to Cosmo Street to impress the black-eyed peas. Time to return to my job for my promotion and make twice as much money. All right, it's not a job anymore, it's a career. Oh, another successful day of work. I've made enough money to buy the right clothes and fit in. Look out, black-eyed peas, here comes Mr. Popular. Bruh, I'm a pimp. Now Will.I.Am will accept me. I can't decide whether I'm really cool or whether I'm just some sort of advanced neckbeard. But let's continue with confidence. Fake it till you make it, as they say. All right, I've reached level 5 poser. Improvement, I guess. Let's try another back rub. My goal is to just become the creepiest popular person of all time. Oh, look, this back rub went surprisingly well. Yes, I'm appearing on posters throughout the town now. Am I up yet? No, it's still mostly Darius around the town. He is very cool. Come on, Will.I.Am, let me in the club with Darius. No, I can't get into this club. I don't have enough rep. Oh, well. Goodbye. Finally, I'm improving and getting cooler, able to street dance. Honestly, doing dance moves that would be hazardous to one's hairline. All right, we're learning new social moves. Pub song. Yes, I've finally made it. Level 6 poser. Backstage at the Cosmo Street party. Finally, I've made $900, enough to afford more advanced mind alteration devices. Ooh, now I can tango as well. Wow. I'm really fitting in with the in crowd now. Let me go chat with Taboo and Appledy. All right, pub song. Finally, I'm getting in. Now, level 7 emulator. Finally, a positive title. And I've made my way, ooh, to Diamond Heights. Finally, I'm able to get into the club past the problematically obese and top-heavy bouncer. I can't really tell where his chin ends and his neck begins. Oh no, it's Urangu McBain, the villainous terror of Cosmo Street. Here to take my money. All right, I lost $50. No matter, I'll just sleep in the club until tonight when Darius will arrive to give me another power.
Welcome to my channel.
All right, and we've unlocked the Exercycle to become more physically powerful. Here he comes in his tracksuit. Go, Chad, go meet with Darius at the club. Yes, power cord. I can finally use this to defeat Urangu McBain. But until then, it's time to buy an Exercycle. Is your disgusting, flabby body holding you back from all the rich rewards life has to offer? Stop whining and start pedaling. The Exercycle will transform you from weak to awesome physical physique. Man, they really put a lot of effort into these descriptions in these old games. I miss this. Well, while I'm not sure that any amount of cycling will ever make up for my disgusting physical body, I do think that self-inflicted torture, if directed in the pursuit of discipline, is always a worthwhile endeavor, of course. Oh no, unfortunately the wall is preventing me from getting on. Can't you brainstorm a way to get over to the bike, Chad? We'll just have to move over your other torture devices to another part of the room. And there we go, right in the middle of the living room, just like the last one. Here I come for another half hour of self-inflicted torture. Wow, that outfit really brings out the curves and bulges in your body, Chad. I like how he opted to keep on the hat, the sunglasses, and the mustache, and just change the rest for the sake of exercise. Already level 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. Look at my legs. How are they even physically capable of all this? And despite the fact that I live in a dingy apartment, we've now made our way to Diamond Heights, a neighborhood home to gold-encrusted fountains, precarious and ill-advised architectural sky bridge decision-making. Yeah, I feel pretty safe crossing that in the open air on a windy day. Look, here I go. And I'm just about ready to say that I've made it. I'm level 45 in social. I'm much more popular than I was when I started. I'm best friends with Will.I.Am of the Black Eyed Peas. And I've achieved skills in both mental and physical activities. I've even gotten naked once, off camera. Who knows what lies next in the journey of our hero and protagonist, Chad Ambiguous. Bigger and better things. Or maybe just illegally bathing in a public fountain. My money's on the latter, but who knows what will happen. Well, anyway, thanks for joining me on this incredible journey. This is really one of my favorite and most nostalgic games growing up with The Sims on console, so if you did make it to this part, I do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if there's any other Sims games you want to see me cover, because there's a lot of weird and quirky spin-offs that I'm dying to get my hands on again. Well, as always, I'm Ambiguous Amphibian. A big thanks to my patrons, many of whom would eagerly consent to tickling. Until next time.
The most obese town in America.
This is McAllen, Texas, the obesity capital of America. Do you know why McAllen's the obesity capital?
The food, and they don't walk. People like to eat junk food, chips, McDonald's.
So you gotta be lazy as hell to not even
Wait, so they just go around everywhere in a motor scooter?
walk. Is this like a McAllen specific thing? Yeah, I thought I was in Wally first.
Oh my god. They're all on scooters.
Second until I met this guy.
I lost a brother and sister to diabetes, got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes as well. That inspired me to write a children's book. The book's called The Adventures of Excellence.
Bro, imagine the motor that thing's gotta have in it if it's a two-seater. It's a V8, yeah. Got a Hemi in it.
I like exercise. I'm trying to do my part to get people to change the way they eat. At the start of every good Mexican dish is a good handful of lard. That beef fajita has close to 1,000 calories right there.
We got a ton of patrons here. Are you ordering here? McAllen. She has diabetes and she's buying the products.
My brother and sister.
That's probably a bad idea. I want to watch this. Where's this from?
Henry, he passed away. I don't want anybody to have to go through what my family's had to go through. Eat healthy, exercise.
I then met up with Mark from My 600-Pound Life to see a day in his life as he tried to lose weight.
My life consisted of here to there.
Roderick Suyu.
Pretty much as often.
Welcome to my channel.
Here to see a story.
Yeah, the Chungus State? I guess so. Let me see. I'll pull it up right now. Bro, this thumbnail goes so hard.
Fattest city in America, 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
See if I could find any answers, but first, I needed some breakfast. What a burger.
I bet. Wait. Let me go all the way back.
40%
Sorry.
of America is obese. Americans at extreme risk of heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, and death. But I wondered, why are Americans getting so fat? So I drove to McAllen, Texas, the fattest city in America, 6 years in a row, to see if I could find any answers. But first, I needed some breakfast. What a burger. What do people usually...
This is why they're fat. So, Whataburger is open all the time. That's why. Yep.
Get for breakfast here.
Number 21.
Okay. So people usually get this for breakfast.
Yeah, it's very popular.
980 calories.
Really?
Is that a lot?
All right, McDonald's breakfast. Okay, the guy in front of us is a pretty big dude. What does the last guy get?
Yeah.
I'll get whatever he got.
He got a...
Ooh. He gonna go and get whatever the last guy got? Oh, that's not good.
Thank you. Calories in this meal, probably 1,000. Breakfast number 3.
Okay.
Menu's looking...
What's that? What's going on with the fucking thing?
Fattening?
Would you like to try the loaded breakfast?
Is that what a lot of people get?
Yeah.
Alright, breakfast for you. Scarfing down a fattening 1,000-calorie plus breakfast an average American might eat on their way to work.
Jesus.
I wondered if the local restaurants here were any healthier. What do people
They're
typically
probably
get
worse.
for breakfast?
Dave's breakfast. So
Dave's breakfast? Yo quiero uno, por favor.
pancakes?
Sí, un poquito, sí. It's a big old breakfast.
Jesus.
Oh my god, it's like a fried bomb of goodness. We got
Jesus,
pancakes,
that's
sausage,
a lot.
bacon, eggs. This?
Like, you know what I have for breakfast? Nothing, because I don't eat breakfast.
That. My guess is probably
Do not
3,000
take-
calories right here. Bro, straight up caramel. Wild. With the local restaurant's breakfast here no better than the fast food, I went to the nearby mall to ask the locals here why all the food down here is so fattening, but I found this instead. I'm not sure who's
Bro, it's like one of those go-kart places. I've seen this before, but it was at a go-kart place.
renting these, where you have giant scooters, so you gotta be lazy as hell to not even walk.
Wow.
Alright, I'm renting one. Bro, I cannot believe this is real. It's interview the locals. Do a lot of people rent these scooters at the mall? Yeah. Yeah? Is this like a McAllen specific thing?
Yeah,
I do feel like Nikocado avocado right now, I'll be honest.
Jesus, man. Is like, I wonder, like, I bet like people in like China must love watching this shit and being like, yep, that's Americans. They're so fat. They're so fat and lazy. Latin America too. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, this is absolutely what it is. I bet people love to watch this in other places in the world.
Avocado right now, I'll be honest. Cruising on a scooter built to help morbidly obese people move around the mall. I thought I was in Wall-E for a second, but the question was, do you know why McAllen's the obesity capital?
The food, and they don't walk.
Why are people so big?
What do you mean they? Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but what do you mean they?
People like to eat junk food.
Should be we.
Chips or McDonald's and all that stuff.
And then out of nowhere, I met this guy. Yeah, do you have any thoughts? Yeah. All right, sure. What's your name?
Oh, David.
David, how you doing, David?
Good. I'm the children's book author, actually.
Okay, tell me about it. What's going on?
Can I have you guys record?
Un momento, por favor. It's to help the nation. You want to go outside?
Yeah.
You want to hop on here? All right, tell me about yourself. What's going on?
So, yeah.
Isn't that crazy how, like, the way a normal person deals with recording in a public place is that the security guard just comes up to them and says, please leave, and then they just start leaving and it's not a problem? Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I wonder if the kids that are streaming on Kick know about this. Yeah, that is nuts. Why? How does this happen? And there's not like an altercation. There's nothing got broken. Wow. Aren't you allowed to film in public? Yeah, you are, but this isn't public. This is a private place. So generally here in the US, like, you're allowed to film in private places, but if they tell you to stop, you have to stop. That's like the generally accepted behavior.
I lost a brother and sister to diabetes.
Okay.
And so, you know, I got diagnosed with type 2
As
diabetes.
a place of business, yeah, as a public mall. Just because something is open to the public does not mean it is a public place. It's pretty simple.
Well, and so that inspired me to write the children. Yeah. It encourages kids to eat healthy and exercise. The book is called The Adventure.
Ava. Welcome to my channel. Lonely EJRL. Welcome to my channel.
Coffee time. Interesting book. But do I want to be the guy that seduces somebody?
Like exercise. I like that. And so excellence, I live in
the big burger. Oh my god.
What?
Chips.
The town called OB City, like obesity,
Yeah.
where the mayor is diabetes. I'm trying to do my best to get people to change the way they eat.
Do you have any place maybe you could show us around here,
Yeah.
McAllen?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah?
I'd love to.
Blessing.
You guys, cheers, blessing, man.
Right on. So David agreed to show me some of the reasons and places making the people of McAllen so fat.
Okay, so from birth to adulthood, why are people getting fat out here?
It's the food, it's the Mexican culture. It's like at the start of every good Mexican dish is a good handful of lard. I'm not joking with that. Refried beans, rice, tortillas.
Oh.
What? You gonna eat that shit? Oh my god.
Oh.
Then you got that mentality where you have to finish everything on this is right here. You can see all the pastries right there. And
you got a ton of pastries here. This is 90 speed run, right? Oh, look at that right
there. They got these strawberries cut up like they're like roses and shit. Look at that. You see that? Oh man, this is something special.
This place truly is obese. Like
over 40% of the population down here in the Rio Grande Valley is either diabetic or pre-diabetic.
Yeah. Let's see the tacos.
Let's see the tacos.
Why don't they just stop eating so much food? I don't really see the problem. Why don't they just do that? Because like if you're having a diabetic thing,
just cut it in half.
like you just start eating so much fucking food. They're addicted? Well, so all right, well.
I'll just stop.
That's all there is to it. You know what? I hope that this is. Y'all know, like I'm real. Like I have to hide my power level a lot. I wonder if he goes to a funeral home to see if they have extra large caskets. And then he asks them, like, how many of them do you sell? You know, like they do. Yeah, like what is it exactly? Is it like a shipping container or something like that? It's bad.
Oh, brother.
Might eat for lunch here?
Yeah. Got that. How you doing? Yes, what's up? Oh, we're filming a documentary about obesity in America. We're showcasing the tacos here.
Yeah.
The prime facilitator of obesity.
Oh, like that.
Premature.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love how he just explains it to her perfectly.
That beef fajita taco has close to 1,000 calories right there.
Got it.
Because she's thinking to herself, yeah, so he's shitting on herself like, I don't know this place.
Panaderia.
Panaderia, they just serve a lot of Mexican bakery goods.
You'll notice one thing too, no calorie count.
EBT with SNAP also, so you can imagine, government's allowing people to come and use food stamps.
It's like, I'm sorry, but like if you are at a bakery getting little cookies out the bakery, what are you doing thinking about calories? What are you doing thinking about them fucking calories? Get the fuck out of the bakery. You don't be worried about calories. You think you're fooling anybody with that shit?
Yourself.
Yeah, there are. We accept
Are you ordering here?
No. I disagree with that real quick. I disagree with the idea that the government should try to means test every single person for buying different things out of the store. It's a massive waste of resources. It would cost more resources than it would save. Like it would just. Like I think everybody agrees that like anytime that you see a hog with a bunch of little Debbies in a basket and they pull out their fucking their special card, their food stamps card, like that makes you a bit mad. Like definitely, right? But like regulating that is too much work.
What are you getting? Tenemos una investigación diabetes en McAllen.
But I
¿Tú tienes diabetes?
my daughter and my
Gran San Juan Concha Aldea.
Sí, she has diabetes and she's buying the product.
Yeah, she's buying.
Well, she's overweight. Look at her. She's fat. You see her? Yeah, of course. Case closed. I mean, like, really? Like, nobody noticed this?
Keep the faith.
Gran San Juan Concha Aldea.
Sí, so she has diabetes and she's buying the product.
Yeah, she's buying it. I think for her daughter, her granddaughter. Yeah.
I doubt it. She's probably gonna have a snack of that too, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Where should we head to next? Maybe a taqueria?
Okay.
Vamos! Papa taco. Every variation of taco imaginable. I'll try one birria. Gracias. All right.
I will tell y'all, if you want to go to a good Mexican restaurant, you want to go to a place where the menu is a picture, like they show, like they basically went and they took a picture of every dish on like an iPhone from 2011, and that's the entire menu. It's just different pictures of dishes. That's what you want to go for. And if you go somewhere like that, you're gonna get some good fucking food.
So calorías.
I live in Texas.
Yeah.
I'm in Austin.
Nice. That hits big old bite. I gotta say, I'm mindful for this, so tasty, but I know for a fact this is like 1,000 calorie new. And after experiencing this fattening food firsthand, David invited me to his house to show me the reason he's so passionate about all this. But as an experiment, I wanted to see if I could snag food at the drive-thru in less than 60 seconds on my way over there, proving that I can snag. Show me the reason he's so passionate about all this. But as an experiment, I wanted to see if I could snag food at the drive-thru.
He's just going in on there. That's a Taco Bell, right? I'm pretty sure that's a Taco Bell. He's going for the big bills too, because I think that's a one.
In less than 60 seconds on my way over there, proving that fast food is too easy to get your hands on, thus making America fat. Just to show you how dangerous and quick.
I actually, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have another maybe unpopular take. I completely disagree with this. I think that the problem is self-control. Nobody else is at fault because you're a fat piece of shit and you can't stop eating McDonald's.
Yeah.
No, it's not McDonald's fault that you keep eating their hamburgers. Stop it. Stop eating. I like McDonald's. I think it's great. But I ain't getting a McDouble every day, 3 of them.
Fast food is. I want to see if I can get my fast food order before I share with you this video.
Welcome to my channel.
Hello. Can I get one
heard about this
McDouble,
game.
please? That'll be it. The free-to-play mobile game with over 80 million downloads, insane graphics, over 650 champions to collect, epic boss battles.
You can probably whale and raid Shadow Legends for the same price as McDouble now.
My favorite champion Galaxy has been a lot since I downloaded Raid almost 4 years ago. The Orcs are my favorite faction by far. Appreciate it. And ever since, Raid has gotten bigger and better, adding more and more features like live arena PvP, one of my favorites. So, if you haven't joined Raid yet, click the link in the description or scan the QR code here to get epic bonuses.
You know what would go so hard is if Raid Shadow Legends just made a AAA level MMORPG for PC. It would cost like probably $1 billion, but I think it would get a lot of people to play the mobile game and they'd make their money back. They should just do that, just like real quick, like make a game that's like as good as Elden Ring, and then people will start playing the mobile game too. Like like Nikke, like Nikke enabled Stellar Blade. It's like all the Nikke simps fund the game.
Like Ollie and the
Grand Blue,
champion.
yeah, Grand Blue, look at
Thank you so much. We got the order. Thank you. Click the link in the description to download Raid now. I got my order in almost 1 minute.
So this video came out a year ago, so the price of the McDouble is probably only about half as what it is now.
Ridiculously fast and way too convenient, thus leading to a nation full of obese people.
No, it's not. That's not. You think because somebody gives you a hamburger? People could. If I had a magic wand and if I could use this sword right here and I could cut through reality, and I could like fucking reach into the Taco Bell kitchen and just pull out cinnamon rolls. That's my fault if I'm eating all the cinnamon rolls. it's not Taco Bell's fault that I keep my percentages. That's not, nope, nope. You gotta learn some accountability. Is it real? Is it a real sword? I mean, like, what do you mean by real? Like, it's some fucking pink sword I bought for Kaisi whenever she was here and I went to an anime convention. She wanted to walk around with the sword. I was like, so I had to buy the sword. Sharp? No, it's not sharp at all.
Proving food is too accessible in America. I headed to David's house so he could show me why he's so passionate about destroying obesity.
Started doing it for these two people right here. My brother and sister, Mary and Henry, who passed away from diabetes. So I don't want anybody to have to go through what my family's had to go through, losing a brother and sister, having another sister go blind. It's a really tough thing to see with the people that you love most. Eat healthy, exercise, and good things are going to happen.
I had the same thing happen to my mom. Like, she just would not exercise, she would not take care of herself.
Rockin'.
And she paid the price.
Welcome to my channel.
I was so sad seeing that shit happen. And it happened my whole life, too. Like, even whenever I was a little kid, like, as soon as I learned, like, a little bit about, like, health and biology, I was like, wait, well, then why don't you try to lose weight? And she's like, oh, well, you know, it's not my fault, and there's, like, all these other reasons why it's, you know, why I can't do it. And it just sucks, man, it really does. But it's about self-control. That's an argument McDonald's used to justify selling its addicting fatty food. Yeah, and I agree with their argument. I don't want to baby people. I don't want to micromanage people. People have the right to do what they want to do with their life, but it doesn't make it good. I'm sorry, that's just that's life, man. You can't protect people from themselves forever. Sorry if I disagree. See, like, you think that you disagree, but you actually don't. Because, like, you only disagree because this logic is being applied to something that you agree with. But you actually only agree with the application of the logic and not the logic itself. Because the moment that somebody uses that logic to justify telling you, you are in my stream every day, Conrad, I see you every fucking day. And they go and they tell you that, you know, you now have a minimum or maximum level of time that you can watch Twitch streams every single day or every week, and then you can't do the thing you want to do, you're going to start crying about it. You're going to start getting mad about it, because it is, again, people looking out for your best interests. And you know what? Just like with the fast food, they're right. You're wasting your life watching the stream, but you're enjoying yourself and you're happy. So which one is more important? I think this is the same situation. You're being mentally fat. These other people are just physically fat. You need to think, you gotta think farther than like just like what you want. If you're trying to act like this is a good idea. Yeah, he's mentally fat. Like, that's the thing. And like a lot of people, I'm mentally fat. Like, a lot of people are mentally fat.
America does have hope.
After seeing obesity kill David's family, flew to Florida to meet a guy named Mark, who's on TLC's My 600-Pound Life and weighed over 700 pounds.
That's a lot.
At the end of the show, he lost 200 pounds.
Good
the
for
doctor
him.
told him the only way he could lose more weight was to get a stomach reduction surgery.
We're in Orlando, Florida. We're meeting up with Mark. See what a day in his life looks like. Right now, he's 487 pounds. We're gonna see what got him.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty fucking good. That's 200 pounds. That's like almost 2 of me. Hey, like, yeah. Like, now, it's not good. You know, it's not. It is. It is. He lost 200 pounds, man. That's incredible. That's amazing. That's so good.
And what advice you might have for others. Yeah, how you doing? Your name's Mark.
Mark, what's up?
You were on the show, My 600-Pound Life, on TLC.
Right. And he's walking around. He's getting around. Again, it's terrible he weighs this much. It's really, really bad. But it's good that he's improving. He's pretty tall. Yeah, he's a big dude. He's probably like, what, 6'6", 6'7"? Yeah.
He's 184
He's a big guy.
pounds. You go to the doctor, and he says, hey, now you're at the point where we want you to do the weight reduction surgery, right?
Yeah, did everything the doctor asked. I lost weight. He's like, okay, cool, you're approved for surgery. Like, well, hold up. I'm kind of feeling this right now. Let me do this. He's like, okay, let's go again. Go lose another 50 pounds. And I lost like 40 pounds.
Wow.
It's like, okay, cool. Great job. So he gets you in the surgery.
And the surgery is a stomach reduction surgery?
Yeah, they cut your stomach.
Okay.
He said I have a 5% chance with the surgery and a 0% chance without.
Okay.
And I knew that my work ethic alone could eliminate that 5% gap.
Sure. when did the weight get put on?
Pandemic, bro.
Okay. This is where everything goes to shit.
This is it, man.
Okay. Let's walk through. That's cool. You lose your job and you're gaining a bunch of weight. Okay.
My life consisted of here to there to the bathroom to my chair out here to the front door.
Are you just locked in?
Yeah, I know kind of like what this feels like in a way, because like this kind of what happened with my teeth is that like I didn't take care of my teeth and bad diet, and it kind of got worse. And you know, like back, you know, I was like 20, I didn't really have the money to like get all that shit taken care of whenever it did, so it kind of just got worse. And I remember whenever I got like you know, I finally went to the dentist because it was like really bad, and they told me it would be like 40-50 grand to get everything fixed. And it was like, it's like at that moment, like I wanted to kill myself, because I was like, I at this point have like irreversibly damaged my life in a way that I can never undo. And it was like the first time that I did that to myself. In game? No. I mean, I'm like, guys, we're just having, everybody here is like, most people that watch the show is like, they're 30 years old. Like, no, I'm not gonna talk around shit. That's the way I felt. And so, yeah, 50K is insane. There's a lot of shit that was bad. It was really bad. And so, like, whenever I think to myself, like, I irreversibly damaged my life, I bet he probably feels the same way. Because, like, even if he does get the surgery and he does all this shit, like, it will still fuck him up. Like, he's gonna be fucked up from this for a long time. You brush every day now? I brush every single fucking day. I never miss a day. If I fall asleep, before I go back to bed, I get up, I brush my teeth. Every fucking day. You floss too? I use the bristles, get in between some of them. I don't really traditionally floss because of the way that some of my teeth are made. But yeah. How many times a day? Once. But it probably, realistically, I'm gonna be real, it should be twice. I should be doing it twice.
That's my world. For me to go all the way to the other side of this little baby pool,
yeah,
killed me.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So this is the graveyard of bad memories right here. This couch. This is
yeah, I had the same thing happen with my mom. I remember, like, you know, she couldn't go from like her bedroom to like the kitchen without having to take a break for like a minute. It was so sad, man. It was awful.
Where life was for a long time.
Yeah, I used to be an athlete, man.
Yeah.
I could do the splits.
Can I see it?
Jesus, good for
I
him.
wanted to understand how Mark got to 700 pounds in the first place.
Can we pull up DoorDash? This is the COVID depression menu. We got McDonald's, 7-Eleven, McDonald's.
Reese's. I mean, these are good. Oh man, that's hard. How's that $26? This? Because it's got the triple dot, man. Oh, this. Yeah, what the fuck? Double cheeseburger, French fries, Dr. Pepper, and a vanilla shake. What the fuck? Did you go to Five Guys? $26 fucking dollars. You kidding me? That's a tip, maybe.
2 sausage biscuits, sausage McMuffin, hash brown, Dr. Pepper. That's Wendy's, Baconator, and the Baconator combo. You get
2 of them.
Little Caesars.
I could never get into Baconators. I think they got too much cheese. Little Caesars pizza. What's it? It's, you know what's so crazy to me is the fact that Little Caesars is one of the only real ones left. $7 for a pizza, man. That's so good. You remember the $5 hot and readies? I used to live on that shit. Because it was I remember every Tuesday. And what was raid day? It was Tuesday. So I would drive up there, I would get myself a fucking pizza, and then I would get a drink at McDonald's for $1, and then I would have a full fucking meal for $6 for me and my mom. And then I would go up, I would eat the pizza, and I would raid. I did that shit for like 5 years.
Pizza.
And this is all on the same day.
Yeah. As soon as they contacted me back, I was like, all right, it's time to go to work.
Got it.
Going to work at the time was literally me.
Basically, Mark is saying that when my 600-pound life
I mean, that's a I mean, you think about how much weight he's lifting there. I mean, I couldn't do that. You know, like, yeah, that's a lot.
To be on the show, he knew he had to get healthy or he was gonna die.
Dude, I get up and I put on my shoes, socks, head out the door, I go to the gym. See, this is my breakfast right here. I'm not trying to lose 50 pounds to look good on a vacation. I'm fighting for my mind. You tell somebody laying in hospital that if you work hard, you're determined, and you stay consistent,
45,
you can change your life. I guarantee you every single person would stand up and fight to do that.
So I went to the gym with Mark to experience an average day in his fight to become healthy again.
Drove by 8 times, took me the 9th time to come in.
Damn.
The other day is off.
Let's go, Mark. Prove this one.
It's good to see, like, I remember back whenever, you know, social media started to pop off, people would always take pictures of fat people in gyms to, like, joke around with them. I'm glad that that kind of fell off. Like, nobody really does that anymore.
Holy. Gassed after Mark's workout, I had a lot more sympathy for what he goes through on a daily basis. And as Mark and I drove back to his parents' house, Mark did something he thought he'd never be able to do again. What's up?
I don't think...
Oh, seatbelt?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna fit on you though.
6-minute drive. Okay.
I haven't worn a seatbelt.
That is crazy that that is even a problem. I never even thought of that. God damn. Yeah, good for him. That's fucked, man. God damn. He's gonna make it. He got a ways to go till he's gonna make it, right? He got to lose probably at least another 200 pounds minimum. Like this dude's like 50, man. Yeah, I mean he gotta do it, but I mean, you know, like Boogie got that surgery, and Boogie, I love Boogie, but that dude has no self-control. And he lost a lot of weight. And I remember even whenever it happened, like Wings called him out on it. Wings of Redemption. He said, you should have lost even more. He's still fat. Yeah, I know. So like this guy is controlling it on his own. So I think if this guy gets the surgery, he'd be fine.
Years, bro.
Actually?
For real, yeah. For real.
That's kind of great.
I feel almost normal.
Hell yeah, man.
Don't give up, man.
With the click of Mark's seatbelt echoing in my ears, I realized that if a 700-pound man can turn his life around, then so can America.
This is such a good video. What the fuck? This was amazing. Here, I'll link it to you guys. That was so good. I had no idea about this. Yeah, great video. There's a video. Give it a like. That was so good. Insane. Yeah, feels good video. Yeah, I was worried that it was going to be like, because usually the end of these stories, like somebody dies or some shit, right? Like, that's actually so nice. My mom had that stomach surgery, had lost a lot of weight. She still gains some whenever she eats too much. There's control involved, definitely. Yeah, definitely. That's the way I see it too. Good video. Yeah, I would say so. Isn't that confirmation bias? As long as I want to support you losing weight, some people just need different assistance than being told that you can do it. Well, I think that this is the truth, right? Is some people do need different kinds of help, but one thing I think is true is that if you don't actually care about losing the weight, it will not happen. Like, it doesn't matter how many people support you or anything like that. Like you have to take accountability for it. So it's like there are factors that are outside of your control, but that doesn't mean that those factors are why it's happening. At the end of the day, somebody can only be accountable for themselves. And like you can blame, oh, it's you know, an addiction, it's sugar, it's the culture, it's the easy access of fast food, but at the end of the day, you either overcome that or you die. That's it. Like, there's literally two options. So you pick which one you want to go with, and that's all there is to it. Addiction isn't a choice. Yeah, but getting rid of it is. There's people that overcome addiction all the time. Like, that's it. Like, and if you don't, hey, man, hey, if you don't, that's fine. You just die. There's plenty of people out in the world. It's okay. Just die. Yeah.
Fat people. Over 40% of America is obese, putting almost 1 of every 2 Americans at extreme risk of heart disease, cancer, and Texas, the fattest city in America, 6 years in a row, to see if I could find any answers.
So, everyone in the audience, Red Thread audience, I didn't want to write an intro story this week because, quite frankly, I'm a bit tired of coming up with ways of figuring out ways to trick the audience into transporting themselves into the point of view of terrible people. And this case is full of terrible people, just beyond the person in the title. It's just full of really awful people. But I still needed some kind of dramatic intro to introduce everyone to the episode of the show, since this has become a bit of a mainstay of the series, a staple, if you will. So I did what everyone else does in these sorts of situations in 2024, when deadlines are approaching very quickly and you can't find the energy to come up with, a creative solution. I turned to ChatGPT. So let's find out how ChatGPT would introduce an episode of Red Thread. Picture this: a courtroom where the drama is so intense it makes reality TV look like a snooze fest. We're talking about a case that had more drama than a telenovela marathon and more twists than a pretzel factory on a roller coaster.
Oh my god, wait, that's fire. Whoa.
Oh god. Welcome, dear listeners, to the wacky world of the trial that had us all scratching our heads and wondering if we'd accidentally tuned into a comedy sketch. In this episode, we're strapping ourselves in for a joyride through the O.J. Simpson trial, where the only thing more shocking than the evidence was the sheer absurdity of it all. From the iconic glove debacle that had us all channeling our inner fashion critics, to the slow-speed Bronco chase that had us wondering if we'd stumbled into a bizarre episode of Cops, we're dissecting the moments that had us simultaneously gasping for breath and doubling over with laughter. So, what the fuck is why is ChatGPT find this so funny? So grab your legal pads.
Doubling over with laughter. It's such a funny case.
Yeah, ChatGPT loves it. It's one of his favorites. So grab your legal pads and your sense of humor, because this trial is about to get litigious in the most hilarious, unpredictable way possible.
Man, ChatGPT must have really busted a gut laughing at the OJ trial.
I don't think ChatGPT was even aware of the crimes. It was just found the whole thing funny. Usually ChatGPT is like so, risk averse, like scared of saying anything offensive. But all I said was, can you create a compelling intro to a podcast series about O.J. Simpson? And it went in the wackiest direction possible.
I think it's because ChatGPT doesn't recognize like the gravity of what's being discussed. It's like that time Oni Plays asked it to make a nostalgia critic review of Schindler's List, and ChatGPT's like, the film doesn't accurately show both sides of the argument. Like,
oh my god,
it doesn't understand what it's talking about. So I think that's how you get results like this.
Yeah, that's so good. Anyway, thank you ChatGPT for helping us out, and just to reaffirm, that was all ChatGPT and not me. I don't find the case that funny. But regardless, this is Red Thread. I'm Jackson. I'm joined by Charlie and Isaiah, and we're going to do our very best to go over all the important details about what is actually like an enormous, monumental case in American legal history. The document that I've compiled for this week's episode is enormous. It's like 30 pages. You can check the research out below and go through the sources as well. It's a massive case, and even though I think we all know the outcome of the case and how fair it was. I mean, let's keep an open mind while we go over the information, I guess, to the best of our abilities. But I think we all are going into this with our own biases, right?
Well, I think there's a right answer.
Yeah.
It's not a mysterious case per se. It's just very awful the way it played out.
Yeah.
It's not really a bias.
I have no idea who the killer might be, so I'm very interested to hear all the theories and all the sides to make a very there's a lot of nuance here, so there's no real way of knowing what happened, but maybe we can come up with some theories.
There is unironically a theory that it was a serial killer that just happened to kill them, and OJ was framed.
Yeah, that is a theory.
I've also the theory that his son did it.
Oh yeah, that one too.
And he took the fall for it.
Yeah,
interesting.
Well, he didn't really take the fall.
Well,
he just
publicly, sure.
He's like screaming on the stand. It was my son, I swear. Just look deeper into it, please. So yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, from January to October 1995, the world was engrossed in the historic trial of the century. That's what it was called. Footballer, actor, and high-profile celebrity Orenthal James Simpson, more commonly known as O.J. Simpson, was standing trial for the murder of his wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman. The world watched with bated breath with one deceptively simple question, which was not, is he guilty, but would he be found guilty? So that's the crux of the case. It wasn't so much was he guilty, because I think most rational people could tell based on the evidence that the man was guilty as fuck. There was no doubt about it. He killed those people. But would he be found guilty is an entirely different story that takes into account a whole slew of different factors that we'll dive into, as well as the actual murders themselves in this episode of Red Thread. Do you guys think there's a single person out there that hasn't heard of the O.J. Simpson case?
I mean, internationally, 100%. Within the United States, probably not. I even remember in school, I don't remember what class, but one of the teachers had a whole day dedicated to going over the mishandling of the O.J. Simpson trial. So I just feel like it's become such a cultural mainstay. Most people in the States probably know it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely in, like, culture references over here in Australia. Like, I heard about it when I was, like, 10 years old. I may not have known about all of the, like, the tighter details of the case up until this point. Like, all I knew was that, OJ murdered people. There was very compelling evidence, DNA evidence to, confirm that fact. And then he got away with it at the end of the day. That's what I knew. And of course, I've seen all those videos of, like, everyone in America tuned into the television when the verdict is read. And just, like, the absolute shock and disbelief across half the country's faces. And then, the other side, like, the other half cheering and applauding and stuff. It was like such a divisive moment in American history, which I feel like has kind of over time disappeared, and it's become more like everyone is like, yeah, he absolutely did it.
Well, even at the time, people knew he did it. The reason, well, we won't
we'll get it
ourselves. I'm sure you have it here.
Yeah, I've got most things in this massive document.
But there is a good chance that there's at least one person listening who's not familiar with the details of the case at all. So I think this will be a good overall summary for those people as well. Because like Charlie said, there's a lot of people, especially internationally, who just don't know the facts of the case. Maybe they know the name, but not why there's so much gravity around it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even if you do know the fundamentals of the case, it is still an interesting deep dive to go through. Like I did find a lot of information in here that I found very interesting that I wasn't aware of before the point. But I guess Charlie might be different if he had a whole, school session dedicated to going over everything as well. Maybe that's different in America. So before we continue though, like I said, this case is absolutely massive. I think it's the longest document so far in Red Thread history, over 30 pages. You can check the research out, go through the sources and follow along with us by clicking the show notes in the description. A lot of work and time and going through sources went into this. My girlfriend killed it this week on the O.J. Simpson document, so big thanks to her for going through that. We're on audio platforms as well, so if you're on YouTube at the moment, this is a reminder that we have even more convenient ways to listen to the show. You can even tune in when you're at court defending yourself. You can check that out below, linked below for audio platforms. And finally, a massive thank you to the sponsors of this episode, ZocDoc and MeUndies. More from them later on, but you can find links to everything I just mentioned in the description
below. All right, let's get into it. O.J. Simpson, I guess the best way to start this is to kind of give a background on the man himself so we know exactly who we're talking about when we discuss the killings. Charlie, would you like to take O.J. Simpson's early biography? Sure. Born July 9th, 1947 in San Francisco, California, raised in a housing project to the south of downtown by his mother, he was diagnosed with rickets at an early age, which caused a lack of vitamin D, causes softness, deformed bones, meaning Simpson had to wear leg braces for 3 years to rectify the issue. He spent his teen years getting involved in the wrong crowds, joining street gangs, participating in petty crimes, and Simpson would describe himself at this point in his life as someone who didn't care about anything. He attended Galileo High School, where athletics began to take over his life. He played for the football team. He was on his way to getting a scholarship, but his life outside of school caught up with him, and he was arrested multiple times in his teenage years. When he was 14, he was visited by Willie Mays of the San Francisco Giants. He was awoken and called downstairs by his mother, where he saw Mays standing in his living room. Mays was Simpson's hero. Simpson had been watching him play for years and was inspired to be as good as he was. Simpson recounts this afternoon fondly. There was no lecture, but it was instead described as an easy afternoon where, in his own way, Mays was attempting to show O.J. a good example to follow, becoming the father figure O.J. desperately lacked.
I tried looking into this a bit more about why Willie Mays did this in the first place. I thought maybe it was like a community outreach program, but I literally could not find any information about like what drove Willie Mays to do this. It sounds like he was just a good guy. It's like he sounds like Santa Claus or something, just showing up in the morning when a kid needs him the most, like some kind of imaginary figure. So big props to Willie Mays. Sadly, it didn't stop OJ from murdering.
He's listening to police scanners, waiting for like a young child to be the one being like on the horn. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go help them.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the inspiration they need. But that is a very like touching story. I think.
Yeah.
Willie Mays, good guy.
Here's a quote from OJ on it. So there in our crappy little project house was my hero, Willie Mays, in my house. He asked my mother if it was okay. He asked my mother if it was okay if he took me out for the afternoon, and he asked me if I wanted to go. She said yes, I said yes. Realizing that he had the potential to turn his life around, OJ enrolled in City College, where he joined the Junior College All-American team. He then went on to get a spot in the University of South California during 67 and 68. He would go on to win multiple awards, including the Heisman Trophy, Maxwell Award, and more. The university retired his number 32. Retiring a jersey number is a tribute to the person who played and represented it, which shows how much of an enormous icon OJ had become to the area and the community. He was a rising sports star. O.J. Simpson progressed to the National Football League in 1969, marking his presence as a force to be reckoned with in the sport. His old high school even named a football stadium after him and retired his number 28 jersey. He also gained the nickname The Juice because his initials and now because of how fast he was. In the AFL-NFL draft in 1969, Simpson was in the first selection where the Buffalo Bills selected him as the number 1 overall pick. At first he didn't live up to his potential, but it changed in 1972 when Lou Saban arrived. Lou Saban completely changed the team's tactics and led Simpson into a Hall of Fame football career. In the second year of having Saban as coach, Simpson rushed for 2,003 yards and had 12 scores, earning himself the NFL's Most Valuable Player award. Like he said, 12 scores instead of 12 touchdowns.
A very Australian moment.
Yeah. I don't know the lingo. I don't know if any of this is impressive, by the way. 1,800 meters.
He got a whole 12 points.
Yeah, that didn't seem like a lot to me. Is that a lot?
No, he got 12 touchdowns. Meaning
so that's
he ran the ball into the that's very rare. Also, 2,003 yards in a year. Oh my word.
That's a lot.
That is insane. Yeah.
It's become a bit of a meme because of how impressive that number is. It's 2,000 yards in a season where they played less games than they do now, and you don't really see 2,000-yard rushers anymore.
I'm coming at this with like, because this main sport over here is like AFL, Australian Football League, as well as NRL. And like these numbers seem small for NRL. Like you're constantly rushing, I guess, like running from one end of the field back.
What that means is while holding the football and the entire other team's trying to tackle him.
Okay, yeah.
He ran 2,000 yards in one season, which is super rare.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense then, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's like, you know, full-on rush while you're holding the ball and constantly being targeted. Yeah, okay. So he was a very impressive athlete. I think we could probably say that. Okay.
Yeah. So in 1977, after a 9-year stint with the Bills, a knee injury ended his season early, and it finished his career off in San Francisco, where he grew up. Some view this as the worst trade in NFL history because his performance was subpar at best. In '79, he retired, his final game being in Atlanta, where he carried the ball twice for only 12 yards. Simpson didn't let this disappointing end to his sports career deter him. He had already dipped his toes into acting and appeared to be the next logical step for a charismatic sports star. When you turned on your TV, you would see him running through airports advertising Hertz, a rental car company, and most notably, he played opposite Leslie Nielsen in the Naked Gun movies.
My favorite movies of all time, by the way. Leslie Nielsen, such a good actor.
Leslie Nielsen, amazing.
Amazing. And he's great in those movies as well. Like, OJ is actually, like, really good in those movies.
The scene where he gets shot and he keeps, like, burning his hand
stumbling
and falling
through,
around. Yeah,
stumbling through the boat. Like, all that slapstick humor is so good. I love that movie.
He was even pitched to be the star of The Terminator, which later directors deemed was a bad idea, turning to Arnold Schwarzenegger instead. That would have been a crazy universe, though, where he's the Terminator over Arnie.
There was a conversation in the writer's room, like, no one believes O.J. Simpson could be a killing machine.
He just doesn't have it.
He just doesn't have that pizzazz.
Then they see the murders. Maybe he did like the murders and everything as like retribution for that. Like,
I'll show them.
They don't think I can be a killer. I'll show them. Yeah. All right, Isaiah. Now that we've kind of got a fundamental understanding of who OJ was and like what his history was before the murders, would you like to go over the murders themselves?
Yes, absolutely. So, on June the 12th, 1994, a white Akita was walking aimlessly across the streets of California with bloody paws. I should clarify for everyone, Akita is a kind of dog and not a person's name. Because at first I read that as a person's name. It was like, that's a weird distinction, Jackson. It's like saying a white Jackson. Yeah. A white Jackson was walking around Australia. Anyway. A local discovered the dog, which led them to the bodies of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, who both lay lifeless in a narrow passageway between Nicole's house front steps and gate. Nicole had been stabbed 12 times, a fatal wound almost completely severing her neck, ending her life. Ron had been stabbed over 20 times.
That's a lot of times. Both of them stabbed a lot of times, and the severity of the the wound on Nicole's neck, implying a lot of passion behind the act. Just a lot of aggression.
There's a museum in New Orleans called the Museum of Death that has a lot of like old execution devices and stuff like that in there. It also has a lot of autopsy photos and stuff like that from famous crimes. And there's a photo in there of Nicole Brown Simpson, of the police like showing the wound. Her head is virtually off. Like there's a little bit of skin on the back holding it, but from the front all the way to the spine severed out. Like it's brutal murder.
That seems kind of in poor taste to display that kind of stuff.
You know, I thought about that while I was in there, because there were a lot of those. There's like JFK's autopsy pic and a lot of other ones, but it's kind of like they have, you can't take pictures in there. You're supposed to be reverent, like there's guards walking around to make sure people aren't like, you know, pointing or laughing or stuff like that. I appreciated it, but I did think like this is kind of strange.
Yeah, that's one of my least favorites outcomes of this case, I think, is that the focus was predominantly on like the OJ and the trial itself, and I feel like no one ever talks about the victims per se in this case. Like Nicole Brown Simpson and definitely Ron Goldman are kind of lost in the sea of discussion around it, and it's quite sad because two people obviously lost their lives and they obviously didn't deserve it.
When I go to a lot of crime weird museums, if you can't tell. There's this display in Gatlinburg at the Alcatraz Crime Museum, and they had a display of all of Nicole Simpson's stuff. Like they had like her china cabinets and her personal stuff, and I was there with my wife, and she was looking at the plates, and she was like, oh, she liked collecting like old antique china, and she kind of stopped for a moment and was like, I like collecting old antique china.
Yeah,
that's the first time and she said that's the first time I've thought of her as like a girl,
as a real person,
you know.
Yeah. Or yeah. It's like you lose the humanity of it when it becomes this like enormous show, this enormous publicity thing.
Yeah.
Sad. So I guess that's the point that I want to make this episode. Remember the victims as best you can, because Nicole Brown Simpson had her whole life ahead of her, and so did Ron Goldman, and it's a travesty that they were taken and there was no real justice or retribution for them. So I guess that's a good kind of way to pivot into talking about Nicole Brown Simpson specifically.
Born in 1959, Nicole Simpson had met O.J. Simpson in 1977 when she was an 18-year-old waitress at a Beverly Hills nightclub. They began dating when Simpson was still married to his first wife, who was pregnant with their first daughter. Pregnant with their daughter. Simpson and Brown married in 1985, 5 years after O.J. had retired from his career as a professional football star. Their marriage lasted 7 years, and they shared a daughter and a son together. O.J. was emotionally and physically abusive towards Simpson. This is corroborated by multiple police reports and an arrest where he pleaded no contest to spousal abuse in 1989. On October 31st, Brown called the police in panic, claiming that Simpson was going to kill her. She was then found by officers hiding in the bushes outside their home, quote, badly beaten and half naked. The police would then go on to claim that Simpson had, quote, punched, slapped, and kicked Nicole Brown. Additionally, during an incident on New Year's Day, 1989, a police report indicated Simpson had said, quote, I don't want that woman, referring to Brown, sleeping in my bed anymore. I got 2 women and I don't want that woman in my bed anymore.
What a weird quote. I got 2 women and I don't want that woman in my bed anymore. What a lunatic.
Yeah, wait, where did that quote come from? Who did he say that to?
It was from a police report, so
yeah,
it was
I don't
probably
know who it was referred to.
It said it was on New Year's Day, an incident, so maybe they were like at a bar and he said it about her or something. Yeah.
But OJ was a prolific adulterer, so he had an affair during this time period as well. And
well, I mean, he met her through an affair, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. So he did definitely have 2 women in his bed.
Yes, yeah,
potentially,
for sure. Nicole dropped the charges after being convinced by her parents that it was in her best interest to her. Her father, Lewis, was allegedly motivated by the fact that O.J. Simpson was financially supporting him in an investment in a lucrative Hertz car rental facility at the Ritz-Carlton at Monarch Bay, California, which benefited the Brown family financially.
I hate her family so fucking much.
That is so sad.
I hate her family
Oh my gosh.
so much. Imagine having a daughter and she's being abused, like domestically abused, and you're like, just stay with him because, you know, the benefits to
because I'm making money on it. That's so sad.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the Brown family, actually, now that I think about it. This is the first I've ever heard anything from, like, her family's side
Awful
of things,
people.
actually.
Awful people.
It's also one of those things that, like, there was that belief, and even to this day, there's still, like, a bunch of those red pill guys that are like, yeah, no matter what, you gotta stay with your husband, even if he's fucking beating you. It's just one of those things. It'll get better.
Yeah, the psychopath. Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of delusional aspect is common in like men go their own way kind of communities, which is, I feel like that's different to this, where the father, like,
yeah, this one's like a financial incentive because he's benefiting from it.
Yeah, which is completely different and even more fucked up in my opinion. Especially when it's your father.
It's your daughter,
this is a
dude.
man that's meant to, he's meant to protect you, and he's like basically serving you up on a platter to a domestic.
You know
abuser.
what's more important than my daughter? Money.
Yeah.
What the heck? Yeah,
What a horrible,
this guy's
horrible
like,
person.
Yeah.
How do they come up more often in this document, Jackson?
There's some situations later on. I'm not sure if I wrote them down, but there are definitely some additional details that I could go over when we get to it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm super curious to see how they responded to like the trial and everything going on.
Yeah. The pair divorced in 1992 after Nicole filed citing irreconcilable differences. A family friend claimed that Simpson had told Brown's friends that if he ever, quote, caught her with anyone, he would kill her.
Nah, that doesn't mean anything, right?
That's not foreshadowing. Yeah, that's nothing.
Circumstantial. Doesn't, yeah.
It's just a saying.
However, the abuse was said to have continued after the divorce due to the fact that the pair shared children and were still in regular contact.
Oh, I should also say they also kind of reconciled for a little period after the divorce. They tried to make it work, but then they split up again.
Yeah. Brown told her mother after the divorce that Simpson was following her, stating, quote, "I go to the gas station, he's there. I go to the Payless shoe store, and he's there. I'm driving, and he's behind me." On October the 25th, 1993, Brown called the police to report Simpson being violent again, after he had allegedly found a photo of a man Brown had dated while they were broken up. Audio revealed during the trial showed Brown calling 911, claiming that Simpson was, quote, "going to beat the shit out of me." Simpson could be heard angrily shouting, quote, "You did not give a shit about the kids when you were sucking his dick in the living room. They were here, didn't care about the kids then." Gosh, they got like 911 calls of him like, "I will kill you for the record to the police. Nicole, you are dead and I did it." Like,
well, the fact that he's still not in jail after all the instances of domestic abuse and beating his wife and everything is still just crazy. That he just kept getting away with it for so long.
But the wife has to press charges, right?
No, I don't think all the time, right? Isn't there that there's like a
if there is witnesses.
Yeah.
But it seems so far like this is all stuff she's saying. There's not direct witnesses to it, and since she won't be the witness to come forward and press charges, it's an awkward situation.
Isn't there a thing though where like if it happens a certain number of times, regardless, they take you in, like they have an obligation to?
Maybe,
I thought for sure
maybe now, but we're talking about the 90s as well. It could be different then.
Maybe.
That, and also everything that the police would know would be secondhand because it's all stuff she's told other people at this point.
I mean, but like they could see that she was beaten, right? Like visibly, because like the officer said she was hiding in the bushes outside their home, badly beaten and half naked. Like it's not really secondhand.
Well, I mean, also on top of that, he's a rich celebrity.
Yeah, it's
so
I mean that's
probably the primary reason. Yeah.
And her dad
was
also
just like
the owner of the lucrative Hertz car rental facility at Ritz-Carlton at Monarch Bay. You don't fuck with that, man.
If this was just some like poor guy living in the region, then probably, they'd at least arrest him, even if they couldn't get charges to stick. But they don't, oh, he was famous, we don't want to make a show of it, blah, blah, blah. The same thing that happens all the time with all these guys. The most unfortunate outcome of the case, beyond the subjective disappointment of justice not being served, is that Nicole Brown was a victim of domestic violence and is now endlessly tied to her abuser in the sense that her story and her life had disappeared into the vacuum of the trial and the murder itself. That's true. It's incredibly sad that her life has been reduced to a side note in a courtroom farce when it meant so much more than that. She was a victim in so many ways, and she deserved more. Yeah.
That's a really profound statement at the end there, Jackson.
Yeah, I think it's a very sad outcome to this, and I wish I could have written more about Nicole Brown, who she was as a person and stuff like that. But I highly encourage people out there to look into who Nicole was as a person, and Ron, the other victim in this situation. Look into them, because I think you need to remember it.
So speaking of that other victim, Ron Goldman, who was born in 1968, was a local waiter and an aspiring actor. He was a working volunteer with children suffering from cerebral palsy. He had befriended Nicole Brown just 6 weeks prior to the murder when he borrowed her Ferrari. The two grew increasingly friendly, meeting for coffee and dinner in the weeks before their murders. According to police and friends, the relationship between the two was entirely platonic. Much like Nicole, Ron Goldman is often brushed over as a side note in his own murder case. He was a 25-year-old with his whole life ahead of him, and a whole bunch of dreams that would go on unrealized due to the violent nature of a domestic abuser. Goldman had dreams of opening a bar or restaurant in the Brentwood area of Los Angeles. He had shared with his friends his vision for a venue to be known not by name, but by an icon, an Ankh, which is an Egyptian religious symbol of life that matched the tattoo on his shoulder. Is that the one that's like a circle with like a cross, that whole thing?
Yeah, I think so. It's like the ring with the
Yeah,
thing
it's
that
like a
goes
cross
down.
with a ring on the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty prevalent in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it is.
I missed you, Charlie.
All of actually, Yu-Gi-Oh has an enormous amount of like Egyptian iconography in it across.
It does.
Like one of the god cards is like Ra, just straight up an Egyptian god. Oh, they were called the Egyptian god cards, right, or some shit like that.
The Egyptian god cards, Obelisk, Ra, and Slifer.
Yeah.
Cypher.
No, it's Slifer. No, it's Slifer. It's Slifer.
Is it Slifer? I can't remember.
Yeah, that was the first god card I ever got. Anyway, that's unimportant in the case.
Yeah, that did not matter.
No, I think that's very pertinent to the case.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, so we've gone over the victims, biographies of the victims,
Right.
Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. Let's
Da,
get
da.
back to the
Na
actual
adresy
murder.
to jest
The
Pa možete danas ako hoćete. Može to na slobodno. Ja radim danas negde od 1:30, tako da bolje da dođete sada možda.
Plymouth. Welcome to my channel.
Tenebra, tenebra, dolina, tenebra. Ah, I see. Nice. Oh my god. Well, looks like I'll have to turn off my stream because of the ISP. So take care, see you in a bit.